His Majesty the King's Cup, sponsored by Batco, is one of the most prestigious races run during the season in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
It's the biggie, it's the one that everyone wants to win.
It's the King Cup. Who doesn't want to win?
It was obviously our main aim throughout the season. That's why I've got everything in the yard running in that race.
This Friday's listed contest, run over 2,400 metres, has attracted a stellar field of 12. Al Ariat Racing fields 2 runners, both trained by Alan Smith, last year's third Rayan Paul, and Recovery Run, the mount of Kieran Schumacher.
And Recovery Run is strolling clear.
Zagato, a son of Frankel and a brilliant 6.5 length winner of the final Bahrain Turf Series race at the Vision 2030 Cup, will be ridden by Neil Callan.
Zagato will take the money, it's all parcelled up.
Tuareg, winner of the King's Cup Trial, will be partnered by 2021 winning jockey Adre de Vries.
Taurek Tall Order encouraged, rallying Tall Order to the inside, but Taurek leads by half a length and collects.
Other contenders include the improving Encourage and the King's Cup Trial runner-up Tall Order. And also representing the Hesham Al Haddad stable, 2-time Turf Series winner Mars Landing.
Mars Landing lands it again.
And Classical Wave.
Brains running on down the outside, but it's Classical Wave.
2020 Bahrain International Trophy winner Simsia makes his eagerly awaited comeback.
Simsia, Global Giant, and they aim the line together.
The race is worth £140,000 and you can watch all of the action live on Racing TV and on the Bahrain Turf Club website. Yes, hello, good afternoon and welcome to what is a massive afternoon of racing here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club. It is King's Cup Day, which is one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious race day here in the Kingdom. As we saw some of the leading contenders for the feature race, those leading contenders amongst the 12 runners for the feature race, which is an international listed race for imported horses. It is the King's Cup for imported horses. That is our final race, our conclusion, the finale to the afternoon at 5:10 local time. But it is a significant day for so many people because it's not just the King's Cup for the imported horses. There's the King's Cup for the locally bred horses and the King's Cup for the Arabians, as well as a very valuable mile, which is also an international listed race. So let's get all of today's details and details on today's track with our commentator this afternoon. Let's say good afternoon to Mr. Darren Owen.
Thanks, Ali. Yes, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the commentary position here at Sakia Racecourse for this Mega Days racing. Really looking forward to the King's Cup and a wonderful supporting card. The conditions out on the track ideal, good to firm conditions, probably the warmest day we've had all season. There is a fairly stiff breeze behind the field as they come up the straight. So 7 races to look forward to. Let's take a look at today's programme. So we begin with our first race, the King's Cup for the Arabian breds. 7 runners here facing the starter. It is over 1,600 metres, and this race features Kuhailan Zoreya, who has beaten every single opponent in this race in the past. Race number 2 on the card is the Al RAFFA Cup. Again, it's a mile, 1,600 metres the journey, and Manama Girl is hoping to win again. Unbeaten this season, the Oaks heroine. Race number 3 on the card, it's the turn of the sprinters going over the straight 1,000 metres. 4-wheel drive is in this field. This horse is actually the track record holder. Desert Gulf and Ocean Star, they renew rivalry once again. Race number 4 is the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club Cup. It's over 2,000 metres, mile and a quarter the journey, and a number of the runners in this field have faced a stiff opposition during the course of the season. Race 5 is the internationally listed Al Methak Mile. Over the 1,600 metre journey, Byline will be a pretty warm order here to go one better this year. Second in the race 12 months ago and has been knocking on the door this term. Race 6 is the King's Cup for the locally bred runners, and a fascinating race here in prospect with Pulsar, the Crown Prince Cup winner, up against the Derby hero Epic, and throw in the top mare Sabrina for good measure. And race number 7, the feature, the King's Cup, the international listed race over 2,400 metres. A field of 12 to go to post, and this is fiendishly competitive. Let's have a look at the changes to the card. There are currently no non-runners. There is one jockey change in the first race. Number 7, Kuheilat Adiat, is now partnered by Muinis Al-Siabi. That's in race 1, horse number 7. So let's have a look at our feature race then, the 7th race on today's card, the King's Cup over the 2,400 metres. Field of 12 going to post. Number 1 is Bonds Boy. Marcialis Jores takes the ride aboard Bonds Boy. Number 2, Classical Wave. Classical Wave, one of the leading lights in the race. David Egan is aboard, and over the 1,800 metres, the Anchorman Cup last month, beating Zagato. First run over the trip for Classical Wave. Number 3 is Harbour Spirit. Ray Dawson is aboard. This horse chased home and courage last week. The 4 horse is Mars Landing. Shane Foley, birthday boy Shane Foley, aboard Mars Landing. This horse was in really good form in December with 3 wins and has won a couple of Turf Series races. That's Mars Landing. Number 5 is Rayampur. Abdullah Faisal is the jockey. He was 3rd in the race 12 months ago. Probably been targeted at this year's renewal. Number 6 is Simsia. Hussein Maki is aboard, the top-rated local horse, but not seen since finishing last in the Shima Classic 12 months ago. Number 7 is Takaria. This is George Wood's mount. Be one of the outsiders in the race. First start in Bahrain for Takaria. Number 8, Encourage. Jimmy Quinn in the saddle. 3 wins from its last 4 starts. It's been really good form. That is Encourage, number 8. Number 9, Recovery Run. Kieran Schumacher. And this one will be out to recover its form today. Really disappointing run last time, but this horse was a wide margin winner on more than one occasion in December. Winner in Britain at Ascot last autumn for Andrew Balding. Number 10 is Tall Order, and Marvin Grandin takes the ride here. Was 2nd to Tawarek over 2,200 metres when last seen. Number 11 is Tawarek. Tawarek is the mount of Adri de Vries, who won the race 12 months back. Beat Tall Order over 2,200 metres this season. Was 2nd in the Crown Prince Cup back in January and is a Turf Series winner at 2,000 metres. And number 12, Zagato. Neil Callan is aboard, the 2030 Cup winner. That was a Turf Series race last month over 2,000 metres. That is Zagato, who was 2nd to Classical Wave last month. A stellar field. It's competitive. The big race of the day, the King's Cup. Let's rejoin Ali.
So those are the 12 runners for the big race, and as you might have noticed, 6 of them hail from the Fawzi Nas Hesham Al Haddad stable. The yard been so dominant in the big races this season, and as they look for another big prize today, we went to Fawzi's yard to ask him about today's contenders.
Fawzi, looking ahead to Friday's King's Cup, you've got an enviable hand in the big race. If we go through each of your runners, starting off with the Anchorman Cup winner, Classical Wave.
Classical Wave is obviously a nice horse. He came to us from the UK after a nice win on the July course in Newmarket, and luckily we managed to win an international race with him. He's in good form now. He's the type that needs gaps between his runs, I think. But I think we've got him back to his best form.
And he's improved with each start he's had in Bahrain. Do you think there's still more to come from him?
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, yes. Well, he's rated 100 now, I think. So hopefully there's more to come from him.
And the extra quarter mile, do you think that's a help or a hindrance?
I think it's a big help for him.
David Egan is on board. Is that his choice or is that your choice?
Both, really. David obviously won on him, and he knows the horse well, so why change?
Mars Landing, 2-time Bahrain Turf Series winner.
Yes, he's another nice horse that came up the ladder very quickly. I think he had 3 or 4 races quite consecutively. Needed a break, and I think that break has brought him on, hopefully.
And his last 2 starts, 4th both times, but perhaps a little unlucky in running.
He was unlucky in running. He had to come very wide, and check about twice in the straight. Otherwise, it would have been a lot closer, I think.
Do you feel there is still more to come from him rather than that he's reached his peak? Is there still a bit more?
With the small break he's had, or a small gap in between races, all I can say is he looks a lot better.
And again, trip-wise, he's been running over 9 and 10 furlongs, up to 12 furlongs Friday.
Looking at the way he was running, it doesn't seem to be an issue, hopefully. I could be wrong.
Friday is the much anticipated return of 2020 Bahrain International Trophy winner Simsir.
Yes, he's had issues, obviously, which took a while to get over. I think we got him back to where he was last year.
How ready is he first time up in a hot race like this?
In a hot race like this, he'll probably need the run. He covers a lot of ground with his stride. I mean, he's such a big horse with a big stride. So we're hoping his fitness, he might get away with it.
And his win in the sensational win in the Bahrain International Trophy, was that a shock performance to you? It certainly sort of took the European jockeys by surprise.
It was definitely a shock performance, but it was always the plan to go forward. But to actually see it pay off is always a shock.
In courage is the big improver of the field, won 3 of his last 4.
Yes, he's won them in different company, though, different class of company. This is a bit deeper of a race for him, but he deserves a chance to be in that race with the improvement he's been doing.
How much do you feel he needs to step forward again?
Oh, he'll need to step forward a lot more again in this caliber of company.
Tuareg, another of your Turf Series race winners, and won the King's Cup trial last time as well.
He won the trial, that was over 11, and I think that's the furthest he probably wants. He's the only one I'm worried about with the trip being 12 furlongs. I think his ideal trip would be 10 furlongs, but he's here, there's nothing else for him, so we might as well have a shot at it.
It is Zagato and Neil Callan, they've kicked for home.
Zagato, a son of Frankel, and it was a Frankel-like performance last time in the Bahrain Turf Series, demolished them.
He was, I mean, he's not a big horse, but he obviously can run, and I'm not worried about him with the distance or the ground. The ground is getting firmer with the weather getting a bit hotter, which might suit some and not others, but Zagato's in good form.
And how much more do you think there is to come from him? How much of a step forward do you feel he needs to make from that last run to be able to win a King's Cup?
I mean, he's already come forward a lot since he's come from England. The gelding has definitely helped him, mentally and physically, I'd say. But he still needs to step up again, probably against my own runners.
And looking at your runners, is there much of a pecking order in your eyes to them?
It's very difficult to have an order, but I wouldn't mind any one of them winning. The King's Cup is obviously our main aim throughout the season, even before we had the International Series. So the whole season is basically a prep for this day, hence why I've got everything in the yard running in that race.
And looking at the opposition, are there any from outside your stables that you feel are tough competitors?
Well, Recovery Run is a nice horse, but obviously he didn't run too well last time. But if he bounces back to how he performed his first 2 runs in Bahrain, he's probably the horse to beat, I'd say.
So let's have a look at the field for our first race of the day. The runners have made their way to the start. It's the King's Cup for the Arabian breds. Race number 1, it's over 1,600 metres and a field of 7. Number 1, Al Hamdani and Marcialis Jores aboard. Number 2 is Al Jelabi and Ibrahim Nada. Number 3, Kuhailan Afas 1695, Abdullah Faisal. Number 4, Kuhailan Afas 1708, Hassan Al Safa. Number 5, Kuhailan Zoreya. The horse I was saying at the top of the show, who has beaten every opponent in this race. And KHALIFA Zorea, partnered by Neil Callan. Number 6 is Musanan and Adnan Jaffa. Number 7 is Kuhailat Al Adiyat. And the jockey change, Muinis Al Siabi, is the jockey. And the runners are making their way to the start.
So some of the best Arabians in the kingdom lining up for this race features the Crown Prince Cup winner in KHALIFA Zorea. We'll have a look at him in just a moment. But in your screens then, that is horse number 1, Al Hamdani, trained by Yusuf Al Boanain, ridden today by Markelis Ures, a horse that's a 4-time career winner. But finished down the field in his last race back in mid-February. So horse number 1, Al Hamdani.
Moving on to number 2, this is Al Jelabi, and Ibrahim Nada takes the ride aboard Al Jelabi, who comes into this in good form, having won his last 2 starts at 1,400 metres and indeed over the sprint distance of 1,000 metres. That's number 2, Al Jelabi.
Horse number 3, Kuhailan AFAS 1695, is a horse that finished 3rd in the King's Cup trial on the 18th of February. A number of these horses ran in that race, so this one finished 3rd, just a neck behind Kuhailan Zorea. So Kuhailan AFAS, who's trained by Abdullah Kuwaiti, ridden by Abdullah Faisal, a horse that has definitely got a very good chance here this afternoon. Horse number 3, Kuhailan AFAS.
Number 4, KHALIFA AFAS 1708. Hassan Al Safa is the jockey. Hasn't run for a few weeks. Was 4th last time behind Ubayn. Has followed Ubayn home more than once this season. Has followed home KHALIFA Zorea home this season. That's number 4, KHALIFA AFAS 1708, whose best outing in its last 3 starts was a 2nd placed effort.
There is the favourite then, KHALIFA Zorea, the horse that won the Crown Prince's Cup back at the end of January. Finished 2nd in the trial for this race. That was the first time that he was actually ever defeated. So really talented horse, KHALIFA Zorea, but sweating up there down at the start. Neil Callan rides today for Hesham Al Haddad. Certainly the one to beat, this number 5, KHALIFA Zorea.
Number 6 is Musanan, partnered by Adnan Jaffa. This grey 5-year-old was beaten an awful long way when last seen, and has really got it to do on its recent efforts. That's number 6, Musanan.
Horse number 7, a horse that comes here off the back of a good win last week, beat 15 others in a really competitive race, won by 9.5 lengths. So looking for back-to-back victories then. Trained by Yusuf Taha, this is horse number 7, Kuhailat Al Adiyat. So this is the first of 3 King's Cup races we have this afternoon. This one for the Arabian horses. 7 runners, and as I said, features some of the best Arabians trained in the kingdom. All eyes should be on horse number 5, KHALIFA Zorea, the Crown Prince's Cup winner. That was over 1,400 metres, though. This today over 1,600 metres. He's won 4 out of his 5 career starts. Tasted defeat for the first time when we last saw him on the 18th of February in the trial for the King's Cup. That day he went down by 3/4 of a length to Ubayn, 1777. That horse not running this afternoon, so KHALIFA Zorea very much the one to watch in this race, but stepping up in distance from his Crown Prince's Cup victory, which was over 1,400 metres. Other ones to watch then is horses number 4, KHALIFA AFAS 1708, horse that finished 4th in the trial for this race, but has been running very well in group races and was 3rd in this race last year. Kuhailat Al Adiyat, horse number 7, Kuhailat Al Adiyat 1782, a horse that comes here off the very good victory last week, a 9.5 length winner last week. This mare, trained by Yusuf Taha, looking for back-to-back victories. This a step up in class though today. It'll be interesting to see how the race pans out. But horse number 5, KHALIFA Zorea, the one to watch, is getting sweaty though, as they down at the 1600 metre start. But they're loading up, so let's hand back to Darren.
Thanks, Ali. Yes, runners now loading up at the 1600 metre start. So they start in the chute at the entrance of the back straight. So the King's Cup for the Arabian Breds is almost upon us. Field of 7. And the last few now going into the starting stalls. KHALIFA 1708, number 4, has just loaded. That will leave Al Jalabi and KHALIFA Zoreya to complete the lineup. The mile start, 1600 metres, race 1. Last one going in. That's it, they're all in. And they're off for the King's Cup for the Arabian Breds, and they're racing over the 1600 metre journey and getting plenty of encouragement there to the outside to get going. It was Al Hamdani as they link onto the main track, and it is Al Hamdani who makes the running, being followed in second place by KHALIFA 1695. These are being chased by Al Jalabi, who's running two from the right there. On the wide outside is Musanan, tucking in behind leaders KHALIFA Zoreya in the yellow striped jacket, and on the inside running rail is KHALIFA Al Adiyat as they continue their work down the far side. And it's pretty tight for the lead now, with KHALIFA 1695 blue and white jacket right alongside Al Hamdani, who was bustled along to go forward early. Half a length away, Al Jalabi in third place, just about in fourth position. KHALIFA Al Adiyat to the inside of KHALIFA Zoreya, and on the wide outside is KHALIFA 1708 as they now approach the turn for home. The back marker Musanan being driven along and getting outpaced, running towards the final 600 metres and the turn in, and it is Al Hamdani who's under a ride, half a length away. KHALIFA 1695 on the outside is Al Jalabi with a run. Meanwhile, KHALIFA Zoreya needs an out in the yellow striped jacket. KHALIFA Al Adiyat is getting a seam through up on the inside, well, was hoping to, but has had the barn door closed in its face. Running now towards the final 300 metres, and it is KHALIFA 1708 who's now in the clear, but also in the clear is KHALIFA Zoreya on the wide outside, and here comes KHALIFA Zoreya in the hands of Neil Callan to pounce and claim the advantage over KHALIFA 1708 in second. So KHALIFA Zoreya had to wait for a run, got the run, and comes home in front in the King's Cup. KHALIFA Zoreya is the winner. Second place KHALIFA 1708, then KHALIFA Al Adiyat, who was clear of KHALIFA 1695. Looking back, last one in was Musanan. So victory has gone the way of number 5, KHALIFA Zoreya. Had to wait for that run. This is the horse who was second behind Obayan, but been in good form before that effort. KHALIFA Zoreya has taken the money here, won the Crown Prince's Cup back in January. We're at the 400 metres, but just having to wait for that run, and Neil Callan was forced to switch his partner to the outside. At that stage, KHALIFA 1708 had gone for home, going down to the final 200, and then entering that last 200 metres, KHALIFA Zoreya was in the clear, and this 5-year-old has hit the line really well. So number 5, KHALIFA Zoreya, has taken out the opening race of the day. Pretty close call for the places. KHALIFA 1708, horse number 4, just appearing to do enough to beat KHALIFA Al Adiyat, number 7. We'll get the full result confirmed very shortly, as we just watch the head-on of the finish here, and you can see on the head-on going down to the 400 that KHALIFA Zoreya was just having to wait for that gap and then switch to the outside. They all had pressure applied at that stage, but KHALIFA Zoreya, the form horse coming into the race, has completed that double of the Crown Prince's Cup and now the King's Cup. So just confirm the provisional placings of race number 1. First at number 5, KHALIFA Zoreya. Second, number 4, KHALIFA 1708. Third, number 7, KHALIFA Al Adiyat. And fourth, number 3, KHALIFA 1695. So trackside, we have got the winner, KHALIFA Zoreya and Neil Callan. Here's Ali.
Well, let's have a word with winning jockey Neil Callan. Neil, this is a very good horse, only lost once, but you had to work quite hard for that one.
Yeah, look, it probably looked harder than it was, but to be fair, you know, Fauzi said just try not to get there too early on front because he pulls up in front. So even though he had gaps in front of him, he was reluctant to take them, but I didn't want to panic and try and force him in there, because I knew once I got out of the 150 and given daylight, he was just going to accelerate, and he duly obliged. But you know, it's funny because I'd done a lot of work on this horse before the Crown Prince Cup, so I got suspended and I missed him. So he was very impressive there, and he was very impressive again today.
Yeah, winner of the Crown Prince's Cup and the King's Cup now. Just how important is it to start the day with a winner, or a day like today?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Fauzi and his team, you can see what they've done all season. They've been outstanding, and you know, my retainer with Sheikh Sultan, and you know, it's a team. Big team effort.
Well done then, a winner today then, winning in our opening race, probably one of many for top jockey Neil Callan. Victory on the King's Cup for the Arabians on KHALIFA Zoreya.
Entering the winner's circle is our first race winner then, KHALIFA Zoreya and Neil Callan. So just looking at the footage here, the closing stages of our first race of the day, and there is the winner, the comfortable winner in the end, as you heard from Neil Callan. We thought that things were getting a little bit anxious at the top of the straight, but Neil felt it was all in hand. KHALIFA Zoreya, really class act, taking out the King's Cup for the Arabian Breds. He's had a really good season, this horse. KHALIFA Zoreya takes the King's Cup on the back of that Crown Prince's Cup back in January.
Well, let's have a word with victorious trainer Hisham Al Haddad. Congratulations, this horse winning the Crown Prince's Cup, now the King's Cup. He's something special.
Yes, he's very special. I think he's got us the most valuable cups, both of them, for the season. So I think he's deserved a good rest now.
And how nerve-wracking was it watching the race? Because he didn't necessarily have the perfect run through, and Neil had to do a very good job trying to get him out of a hole.
Yes, he was. It was worrying a bit, because he was boxed there, but he's got a good turn of foot and he managed to get out. Neil did a very good job.
He's a 5-year-old. What's the likely plans for him? Will that be it for the season?
Well, we've got only 3 more races to go. We'll see what the connections are going to decide, but I think he's done the best.
So first victory for the Fauzi Nas Hisham Al Haddad stable. It's a good way to start what is a very important day.
Yes, it is a very important day. I think this day is the day where everyone works through all the season to get here. Let's hope this is a good omen for us and we get the rest.
Well, good luck with your other runners.
Thank you very much.
So just to confirm the official result of race 1, the King's Cup for the Arabian Breds, number 5 KHALIFA Zoreya wins for Hisham Al Haddad and Neil Callan. So excellent result for the top team of trainer and jockey. Second, number 4 KHALIFA Nafas 1708. Third, number 7, that was KHALIFA Al Adiyat. And they've weighed in for race 1.
Well, as we build up to our final race on the card, which is the King's Cup for imported horse. It is the international listed race worth £140,000. It's the feature race, the finale to what is a cracking afternoon of racing. We had a quick look at the 12 contenders that will be lining up in the big race earlier this afternoon, but let's now focus on the two trained by Alan Smith, a doyen of racing out here. He's won the King's Cup numerous times. He's got two runners this afternoon, Ray and Paul, who finished third last year, and the very talented Recovery Run. So let's get Alan Smith's thoughts on his two horses.
Alan, here we are at the Royal Stables, looking ahead to Friday's King's Cup. You've got two runners, starting off with Ray and Paul. What have you made of his two runs so far this season?
Very good, actually. It was a bit unfortunate last time. He got shuffled back in the field and lost position, but he was finishing, running on. We started late in the season with him. He's going well now. We're happy with him and looking forward to a big run with him.
And trip-wise, 1.5 miles.
Should suit him perfectly. Yeah, he's always crying out for a bit more.
And what about Recovery Run?
Yeah, he had the run in Saudi where he finished second, and then he came back and he just didn't seem 100% in himself when he ran the next time and run a bit of a lacklustre race. But since then, we just backed off him a little bit and then brought him back, and he seems in very good nick, working well. I mean, he's a high-rated horse. He's the highest-rated horse in the race and would have every chance. I mean, he hasn't got a great draw. We're drawing a bit wide with him, but if we can get a good start and get him a handy position, then, I mean, we've got a couple to beat. Be interesting to see Simsa, because we haven't seen him for a while, and of course the horse that has been doing very well in Courage. But we're very hopeful from our side. It's the King's Cup. It's always been a very important race. The name is everything, isn't it? It's the biggie. It's the one that everyone wants to win, and rightly so.
Coming up, we've got race 2, the RAFFA Cup over the 1600 metre trip, and a field of 10 go to post. Number 1 is Dushanbe and Ali Zamir. Number 2, Campolina, David Egan is aboard. 3, We Won It 6 times, and Edison Rodriguez. 4, Safwa and Ibrahim Nada. Number 5 is Magheya and Abdullah Faisal. Number 6 is Shorwash and Abdul Rahim Jassim. Number 7 is Kawafi and Owen Walsh. 8 is Manama Girl, the Oaks heroine. Ray Dawson is aboard Manama Girl. Number 9, Maghera, partnered by Ahmed Maki. And number 10, Al Afor and Marvin Grandal. 10 runners to go to post for race 2, the RAFFA Cup.
So let's have a look at these horses in the parade ring. This is a handicap for locally bred horses, rated 0 to 50. In your screen is horse number 1, wearing the visor, Dushanbe, trained by Damir Daewoo and ridden by Ali Samir, who takes off a handy £3. This £3. This horse is the highest rated horse in the field and been running consistently in top races, in some graded races. So this stepping down in grade this race. This is horse number 1, Dushanbe.
Number 2 is Campolina. Campolina would have a big chance today. David Egan in the saddle aboard Campolina. Out of the money last time, that was back in January, has chased home the likes of Alejandro and Sabrina this season. That's number 2, Campolina.
Horse number 3, We Won It 6 times in the M&E Racing colours, trained by Alan Smith, ridden by Edison Rodriguez. This horse been running in some top races this season and a very good winner back at the beginning of February, finishing in 4th in his more recent runs, including a grade 3 race. So horse number 3 is We Won It 6 times.
Number 4 is Safwa and Ibrahim Nada is the jockey. Chased home at Topaz a few weeks ago, went down by 3 lengths on that occasion. That's number 4, Safwa.
Horse Horse number 5, Mughaya, trained by Hadi Ibrahim. Abdullah Faisal takes the ride on this horse, a horse that's been running in some group races. Ran in a Group 1 2 starts ago, so again an easier task for horse number 5, Mughaya.
Number 6 is Showash, and Showash was a winner here on New Year's Eve and won really nicely on that occasion by just under 4 lengths. He's been beaten twice since, was third behind Topaz last time. It's number 6, Showash.
Horse number 7, first of a number of 4-year-old fillies in this race. This horse is Kawafi, trained by Hadi Ibrahim. Owen Walsh takes the ride this one, having just her 3rd start here, having been well beaten in her first 2 starts. So horse number 7, Kawafi.
And number 8 is Manama Girl, won the Oaks this season. Manama Girl back in January. Ray Dawson is aboard. She's having a really good term, unbeaten this season. Number 8, Manama Girl.
Horse number 9 looks really well in the paddock. This is Mughira, trained by Abdullah Kuwaiti, ridden by Ahmed Maki. A horse that won last time out, beating Al Afour, who's also running in this race. Gone up 8, though, in the ratings since that victory back at the end of February. So looking for back-to-back victories. Horse number 9, Mughira.
Number 10 is Al Afour, Marvin Grandad, the jockey aboard this one. Chased home, Mughira's got over 3 lengths to find on Mughira on their form of a couple of weeks ago. That is number 10, Al Afour. So runners now stepping out onto the course for the Al Raffa Cup, and Dushanbe is out on the course. Ali Samir aboard in the black with the red cross belts, going to post. That is number 1, Dushanbe. And on the track number 3, we won it 6 times. Red and white halved silks. Edison Rodriguez takes the mount. Safwa has the light blue jacket, followed by Mughaya. Abdullah Faisal in the blue chevron colours as the blue cap, and it's followed out by Showash. He's got the grey silks with the white cap, blue chevron colours with the black cap, Kawafi, and Owen Walsh. Manama Girl in the yellow with the maroon sash, number 8, Manama Girl. Mughira has the pink with the grey sleeves, and Al Afour, red with the black chevron. And Campolina will be the last one to step out onto the turf. David Egan aboard Campolina in the dark blue with the yellow star. So 10 of them making their way to the start. The mile start, 1,600 metres for race 2, the Al Raffa Cup.
I'm now with trainer Jabbar Ramadan, who is the trainer of the Oaks winner, Manama Girl. We haven't seen her since winning the Oaks back at the end of January. How's she been?
Well, she's been absolutely great at home. And
as long as she's getting older, and every day I see her, she's getting taller, and the way she's acting at home, she needed at least 1.5 miles, 1.2 miles, but we couldn't find the race. So we enter here 0 to 50 and see how she's gonna be today, because there's some older horses with her, and she does it good today, so she's gonna come back next season.
Any reason why she's had a break between the Oaks and now, or why we haven't seen her?
Well, not really. I couldn't find a right race for her, because it was third and fourth and maiden, and always she used to, to enter her, and then she was carrying 60, 61. Other older horses, and they carry 54, 54, 55. I said, you know what? I'll just give her one more race this season, and especially the fillies, she's done great. She's done 3 run, 3 win. You got to look after her, because it's difficult to have a local bred. And of course, she'll be much better next season, hopefully.
Just how special is she to you in the yard, given what she's done this season, won all of her starts?
Well, she's the star in the stable, because when you got a local bred, especially it's come from the biggest stable from Fauzi, so she flew from them. I don't know how, hey? So I got to look after her, especially now it's local bred. When you see it's only 5, 6, 7 runners in each races. So hopefully she will be more improved next season.
All the best today and good luck next season with her.
Thank you, thank you.
And the runners are at the start. They're at the start now for race 2, the RAFFA Cup. So they're at the start for this RAFFA Cup. So Mana Miguel won the Oaks, and she's coming back to this 1600 metre trip here. Mana Miguel won the Oaks at 1800 in January. Runs in the yellow colours. Campolina, David Egan's mount, has the dark blue jacket with the yellow star striped sleeves. Was well behind a Pulsar over 2000 at last time. And has been running well before that. Runner up behind Alejandro here in January. That's Campolina. Campolina number 2 on the card. David's having a good season here out in Bahrain as well. He's aboard Campolina. Second to Neil Callan in the Jockeys Championship. Talking to him last night, he's looking forward to his trip to Cheltenham on Tuesday. So the runners will be loading the stalls shortly. Number 5 there in the blue chevron jacket, that is Magea. Magaya's been pretty busy over the last sort of few weeks. Finished 5th last time. Pink colours of Maghera. Number 9, Maghera. Comes into this on the back of a success when beating Ala 4 by over 3 lengths last month. Ala 4 will be running in the red with a black chevron. There is number 9, Maghera, in shot with a blindfold on down at the start. So runners now loading the stalls for race 2, the RAFFA Cup. Campolina has gone in. So Kawafi And Ala 4 about to move up into the gates at the 1600-metre start, once again starting in the chute at the entrance of the back straight. So they have that long run down the far side before they hit the first bend. We won it 6 times, and the red and white half silt's about to load. Winner in February. Magea, number 5. Blindfold on for Stoll's entry. Magea and Shorewash are loading. Safwa, the very pale blue colours, Safwa. Moving up into stall 8. Safwa is in. Shorewash backs away. Shorewash has got the draw here up along the inside in stall 1. Stall's situated, placed on the outside. So we'll be tacking across that inside rail from the chute. So Shorewash to go in. Dushanbe is number 1. And Manama Girl number 8 to complete the lineup for the Al Raffa Cup race 2. That's it, locked away. Now ready, they're off. Racing over the 1600 for the Al Raffa Cup. Campolina, Manama Girl, they began sharply. Up along the inside is Shorewash as they link onto the main track, and Magera is prominent in the centre as they come down the far side of the course. Now tacking across is Magea. Magea from stall number 10 takes over. Moves on by 2 lengths to Manama Girl. We won it 6 times in Campolina. Then Shorewash followed by Magero's in the pink jacket, black cap of Kawafi behind a wall of runners. Safwa is on the wide outside. Further back to Dushanbe, and Alafor is the back marker. They're leaving the back straight behind them, and the running is being made by Magea. Leads by about a length to Manama Girl in the yellow jacket. We won it 6 times. It's 3 wide. Campolina conserving ground, followed by Magera. Then being pushed along to the inside is Kawafi. Shorewash, Safwa are next from Dushanbe, and Alafor is at the back, but they're well bunched as they head to the turn in. 600 to go, and it's Magea in front from Manama Girl. Campolina now being ridden. Shorewash has got a few lengths to find on the leaders. Down the centre is Magera, but that one is hanging under pressure. Also trying to pick up is Kawafi, but Manama Girl has gone for home in the hands of Ray Dawson at the 400 and has taken about 3 lengths out of Campolina in second place. And then Magea, Alafor, red and black jacket, is now staying on. 200 metres left to go. It's Manama Girl being chased by Campolina. It could be a long 200 metres this. Manama Girl, Campolina's trying to come at Manama Girl, but Manama Girl is too strong, and it's the Oaks heroine, Manama Girl, unbeaten this season, the winner. Campolina second place, Alafor third, several lengths to Shorewash, who has followed him by Magera. So Manama Girl, number 8, the Oaks heroine, has won. And it wasn't a long last 200 metres, was it? Because Campolina, though you thought may have tried to come back at Manama Girl. Manama Girl was too strong ultimately. Manama Girl has had a terrific season. The Oaks heroine unbeaten this season. She's just on a roll and took the race by the scruff of the neck at the 400. Campolina was the only one really who could go with her. And we're talking big distances, coming in big intervals here. Manama Girl at the top of her form, a worthy runner-up, a good second Campolina there. Alafor has stayed on nicely enough, number 10 Alafor, to take third place, with Shorewash best of the rest in fourth. It was all about Manama Girl. Number 8 Manama Girl taking out the Al Raffa Cup. Provisionally it's first number 8 Manama Girl, second number 2 Campolina, third number 10 Alafor, fourth number 6 Shorewash. But just watching them coming down the straight inside that last 200, Campolina just edging to her left in the closing stages, and Manama Girl rolled that way as well towards the centre, but Manama Girl was a few lengths in advance. So the convincing winner of the Al Raffa Cup, Manama Girl and Ray Dawson. So provisional places: first number 8 Manama Girl, second number 2 Campolina, third number 10 Alafor, and fourth number 6 Shorewash. So we're just watching Manama Girl returning now after that demolition job ultimately. Unbeaten this season. Filly at the top of her game. So let's go trackside and rejoin Ali.
Let's have a word with winning jockey Ray Dawson. Ray, the first time you've ever ridden here, first time you've ridden this horse, just how impressed were you with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's won over further, so I didn't think she'd have so much speed, but she actually showed a lot of speed early on. She travelled quite strongly. I had the danger horse on my inside. Once I knew I had him covered, she's going to be pretty hard to beat, you know. She was wandering around a lot in front as well, so she's still got plenty under the tank.
It's her fourth victory of the season. She won the Oaks. She's now beaten some of the older horses. But for you, how did the association come about?
Look, I rode for Jabbar Ramadan in Maidan early on in the year, and my agent Carl Hodgson back in Dubai, he's linked me up for today, so I owe him a lot.
How much you enjoyed today, though? How much you enjoyed these facilities? As I said, your first ever ride here.
Oh, it's fantastic. Look, it's top class. Can't really get much better, and obviously getting the first ride here, first winner, makes it even better.
100% strike rate. Congratulations to Ray Dawson then winning on the hugely successful fourth win this season. Well done to Manama Girl.
So entering the winner's circle, Manama Girl, a very popular winner of the RAFFA Cup.
Well, we had a word with Jabbar Ramadan before the race, and you weren't necessarily that positive about the trip, and you're a bit worried about her, but wow, she was impressive, wasn't she?
Well, the distance only the mile, I was thinking to bring her down. She won the Oaks mile and two, and bring her down over the mile, and it's better horses with her. But she improved it today. Distance doesn't matter for her, and she done it really. But in the straights, again, she was a bit green, you know. Should I do it or not? In the end, at least, she knows what is the finish line.
She impressed you. I mean, how surprising was the manner of her victory today?
Well, she's really, I thought 95% she's going to win. It's only the dangerous was Complina, but again, we gave her 5 kg. She was carrying 62, 57, 5 kg is a lot, especially for fillies. But anyway, thanks for the jockeys, being first time, first ride, win in Bahrain. I'm happy for him, happy for all the team, for Ramadan stable. Happy days.
Well, let's bring in another team member here. Ali Blue, come and have a chat to us, because you may have seen, I think people watching on television, or everyone here certainly saw your celebration. Just how much does this horse mean to you?
Yeah, I am happy. Well, all people, I make him too happy. I am acting, dancing. Lovely, I am happy to win. And people happy to win. This filly really, she's a queen. I think she's unbeaten. I think next season she will be improving a lot because she's growing. And finger crossed. Thank you very much.
Well, well done. We enjoyed your celebrations. Thank you. That is Ali Blue, who's the assistant trainer to Jabba Ramadan, who's so impressive in training Manama Girl to her 4th victory this season. She's won the Ericsson today. She's won a big race here on King's Cup Day, one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious race day of the afternoon. But that is race 2. We, of course, have 5 more races to look forward to as we build up to our final race, which is the King's Cup for the imported horses. 12 runners line up in what is an international listed race, incredibly competitive. So looking forward to that one at 5:10 local time, but as I said, 5 more races to enjoy this afternoon.
So let's take in the result of the Al Raffa Cup. Great result for Ramadan Stable and Jabba Ramadan. Ray Dawson, his first visit to Sakia Racecourse, and Manama Girl, number 8, who just ran around a little bit in the closing stages, but was too strong for the opposition. Number 8, Manama Girl, the winner. Second, number 2, good run from the runner-up, Campolina, in the hands of David Egan. And third, number 10, Al Afor. Wade in for race 2.
So we come to the trophy presentation for our second race, which is the Al Raffa Cup over 1,600 metres, and a wonderful victory for the Oaks winner, Manama Girl. And receiving the trophy there is Jabba Ramadan, the winning trainer, winning jockey Ray Dawson, and all of the team at the Ramadan stable. And presenting the trophy is Sheikh Salman bin Rashid Al KHALIFA, the executive director of the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club. So let's get some cheers then for our winner of this big second race, the Al Raffa Cup for over 1,600 metres for the local breds. Well done to Connections of Manama Girl.
So moving on to race number 3. We're on the straight track for the Tattersall's Sprint. It's 1,000 metres in front of them, and let's have a look at the field here for this apprentices race, a hands and heels race. Number 1, four-wheel drive, the track record holder here over the 1,000 metres of 56.75 seconds. Four-wheel drive is number 1, and Ibrahim Nada is the jockey. Number 2, Power Train and Hassan Askar. Number 3 is Ocean Star and Salah Isa, winner last time out, beating Desert Gulf. Number 4 is Swindler and Abdullah Al Hawaj. Number 5 is indeed Desert Gulf and Ahmed Maki. 6 is Fighter Pilot and Ali Samir. Number 7, London Look and Mohammed Reda. Number 8, Ibn Arabi and Hussein Askar. Number 9 is Ariba, Mohammed Jamil. And number 10, Asel and Hassan Ali. 10 go to post for race 3, the Tattersall's Sprint.
So let's have a look at then these horses for the 1,000 metre sprint for apprentice jockeys. Horse number 1 is last year's winner, four-wheel drive. A horse that's won 8 times in his career, 4 here in Bahrain, including this race last year. Was poor last time though, but steps back down to the 5 furlong mark. A horse that was with Hugo Palmer back in the UK, and a very successful move out here. Has won 4 times, but lightly raced this season, and needs to recover from what was a poor run last time. Last year's winner then, horse number 1, four-wheel drive.
Number 2 is the Chestnut Son of Zoffany. This is Powertrain. Powertrain was beaten an awful long way last time, but was a winner here back in November in the earlier part of the season over the 1,000-metre journey. That's number 2, Powertrain.
Horse number 3, Ocean Star, ridden by Salah Issa. Mohammed Hassan trains this one for Al Afu Racing, a 5-time winner in Bahrain, stepping down in trip. Has been running mostly over 6 furlongs, including running in the Bahrain Turf Series races. But a horse that did very well last time, won beating a number of these runners in today's field, beat Desert Golf, Swindler, Fighter Pilot and Araba. So Ocean Star certainly one to beat, looking for back-to-back victories. That's horse number 3, Ocean Star.
Looking in shot there of number 5, that's Desert Gulf. Desert Gulf, who is definitely one of the form horses coming into this race. Chased home Ocean Star when they met last time over 1,200. We're back down to 1,000 metres on this occasion. Desert Gulf at the top of his game would be a hard horse to beat here. That's number 5, Desert Gulf.
Horse number 6 is Fighter Pilot, who's come up against a number of these horses in recent runs, trained by Hisham Al-Haddad, ridden by Ali Samir, a 3-time career winner, a 4-year-old by Kodiak, is last run over 6 furlongs, so stepping down, another one stepping down in distance today. That's horse number 6, Fighter Pilot.
Number 7, London Look, is another one dropping back in trip, having raced over 1,200 metres in his most recent starts. 1,000 metres the trip for today, but this horse really does need to find his feet. He's been beaten an awful long way in his last 2 starts. Number 7, London Look.
Horse number 8, Ibn Arabi, a horse that's had 3 starts in Bahrain. He's been running in the Turf Series, one on his first start, but finished down the field in more recent races, but stepping down in class, as I said, been running those Bahrain Turf Series races, so a little bit easier here today. Back over 5 furlongs as well for this horse. Ibn Arabi, always pretty keen, this one, and trained by Mohammed Hassan, and Hussein Asaga takes the ride. And horse number 8, Ibn Arabi.
Number 9 is Arriba, and Arriba was a winner on New Year's Eve, won over the 1,000 metres on that occasion, won narrowly beating Garsman, has since had a couple of outings over 1,200 metres. Wasn't beaten far on those 2 occasions, finishing 3rd here in January behind Fighter Pilot, and then a few places down the field in the race won by Ocean Star here last week. Number 9, Arriba.
And finally, let's have a look at horse number 10 as they make their way out onto the track. This is a seal trained by Mohammed Hassan. Hassan Ali takes this ride, a filly that has only got 1 win in her career. That was back in April 2021, last seen finishing down the field back on the 18th of February. So horse number 10 then, Assel.
And number 4 went to post early. Number 4 is already at the start. That is Swindler. Swindler was a length and a quarter behind Ocean Star when they met last week over 1,200 metres. We're down to the 1,000 metres here. Swindler went to post early. That's number 4 on the card. So the runners coming out onto the course. In front of the grandstand here, you can see number 2, Powertrain. Powertrain is in the dark blue with the white epaulettes. And Hassan Askar aboard Powertrain, followed by Ocean Star. Number 3, Ocean Star in the red and black jacket. And 4-wheel drive, the track record holder. Won this race last year, 4-wheel drive in the dark blue with the white chevron. Number 1. Very much on his toes is Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi with the red noseband there, black cap. Hussein Askar aboard Ibn Arabi, and is alongside the grey Assel. Assel in the red jacket, black chevron, yellow cap. Others went on their way to the start. Just having a look at them on the on the screen, on the pictures here. London look in the green and yellow halved silks. There's the yellow headgear. London look has been out of form. Great colours of Ariba. Number 9, Ariba, a winner 3 outings back. And Power Train is in the dark blue with the white epaulets. A winner earlier on in the season, Power Train. Number 6 on the way to the start, Fighter Pilot. Fighter Pilot went over 1,200 metres in January. By a length and a half that day, was just short of 3 lengths behind Ocean Star last week over 1,200. That's number 6, Fighter Pilot, in the red with the green sash.
And joining me now is Jason Singh, the marketing manager of TATTERSALLS, who sponsor this 3rd race. And Jason, you were saying you've been sponsoring this race for a number of years. Why is it so important to have a presence here?
Yeah, thank you, Ali. We've been coming out here for more than a decade now and sponsoring here on the King's Cup Day for 5 or 6 years, I think. Thank you very much to Sheikh Issa for allowing us to be part of, such a momentous day for the Bahrainis. And it is, it's the Bahrainis are great supporters of TATTERSALLS, both in terms of the horses in training here and also in the UK. And it's nice to reward their support with a little bit of support of our own.
And what do you make of the progression and the new turf series that has been started this season? How racing in this part of the world and in the kingdom has changed over the years that you've been coming?
Yeah, look, it is. I think everybody's noticed that things have stepped up, notably in the last few years, and the creation of the turf series is the obvious next step. Great to have some, European trainers or British and Irish trainers coming out here. Everybody can see, I've been coming here for a long time, and you can talk about the merits of it, but it's not till those local trainers start coming out here and experiencing for themselves that they can go back and relay that to other trainers, and hopefully that'll keep growing. So
hopefully you'll be very much part of the scene and part of the race sponsorship and race management out here for years to come, will be part of everything that's sort of, obviously it's important for TATTERSALLS to keep their place here in Bahrain.
100%, and on top of that, we always receive such a warm welcome from everybody here, and that's one of the great selling points of it. So I certainly hope I'll be able to keep coming here for many years to come.
Good stuff. Thanks very much, Jason.
Pleasure.
Well, the majority of the runners have arrived at the start. A couple of the runners are still about 100 metres or so away from the starting point. Ibn Arabi and Asel haven't got there yet. All the others are there. There's number 2, Power Station in the dark blue and white. Number 5, Desert Gulf in the red colours, white sleeves mainly for that horse. Same beforehand, 4-wheel drive, won the race last year and does hold the track record for the 1,000 metres here. Fighter Pilot in the green and red. Three Ocean Stars, got the red cap, red jacket, black chevron. Khalifa Racing well represented here with Ocean Star Ibn Arabi and Assel. Ibn Arabi and Assel just arriving at the start now. So they're all at the start, at the post, at the 1,000 metres start for race 3, the Tattersall's sprint. Reba's in the grey colours. Reba won on New Year's Eve, and then there is Swindler, went to the start early. Swindler's been down at the start for some time. Maybe one of the first ones to load. Just getting a little bit edgy down at the start. Number 4, Swindler. So the stalls team attempting to load Swindler. First of the runners to be presented to the stalls for race 3, the Tattersall's sprint. Swindler goes in stall number 9. So loading up underway. Assel in the yellow cap goes forward. Desert Gulf is already there. Fighter Pilot is about to load. Reba going in. 4-wheel drive edging towards the stalls. Four-wheel drive due to go into stall number 2. Ocean Star's in place. So those horses there drawn 6 through to 10 already installed. Through the loading up process quickly now. Ibn Arabi's loaded. 4-wheel drive and power station have gone in. Standing by for a start. The Tattersall's sprint. Over 1,000 metres. I think London Look was the last to load. That's it, all in. And they're racing 1,000 metres, the journey in front of them, and beginning sharply in the centre was Ibn Arabi. 4-wheel drive is burning up the turf to the far side from power station. London Look down the centre. To the right is Swindler in the red colours, followed by Assel yellow cap. Desert Gulf is getting a tow along down the far side. Off the pace, Fighter Pilot, followed by Ariba, and last of all is Ocean Star. As they head down towards the halfway marker on the near side, it is Swindler leading that posse, followed by Assel, Fighter Pilot, and then Ocean Star, Ariba over on the far side. Meanwhile, Ibn Arabi takes over from London Look. Desert Gulf's got every chance. They've kicked away from 4-wheel drive. Power station wins nothing, heading down towards the last 200, and it's Swindler down the centre. Swindler by a couple of lengths from Desert Gulf, giving chase is Ocean Star, and then Assel, but it is Swindler who's really running on strongly and is a few lengths clear of the field. Swindler takes the salute from Desert Gulf, second place. Third goes to Ocean Star. 4-wheel drive Fighter Pilot, they were followed in with Ibn Arabi. So Swindler has won it. Swindler running on really strongly. A horse who was a close third last week over 1,200, dropping back to 1,000, really suited Swindler. Swindler came out of stall number 9, led that posse that raced towards the near side in the early strides of the race, and number 4 Swindler has run on strongly to take out the Tattersall's sprint. This race for the apprentice jockeys, hands and heels race. They were in 2 camps going down to the 600. 4-wheel drive showed plenty of speed over on the far side with Ibn Arabi and London Look. And Desert Gulf for Swindler was always on that sharp end on the near side, leading that camp, followed by Assel, Fighter Pilot. A few of them never really landed a blow. Heading down towards the last 300, Swindler then, it was evident that Swindler was a couple of lengths in at least in advance. Desert Gulf gave chase over on the far side with the white sleeves and white cap, but Swindler was too strong ultimately. Number 4 Swindler the winner, number 5 Desert Gulf second, number 3 Ocean Star has got third place. Four-wheel drive certainly lost his position and then rallied and may have stuck on for fourth place. 4.53 numbers in the frame for the Tattersall's sprint. What a good start by Swindler and Abdullah Al-Hawaj, the successful jockey. Runners now returning after the apprentice race. So just to confirm the placings from the judges' box: first, number 4, Swindler; second, number 5, Desert Gulf; third, number 3, Ocean Star; and fourth, number 1, Four-Wheel Drive.
Listen. Okay, one question. Just how did it feel?
Just one.
How did it feel? Okay, you can walk around. How did it feel? Well, let's have a word with winning jockey then, Abdullah Al-Hawaj. Abdullah, I just want to know how that felt for you, because it looks pretty impressive from the stands.
Yeah, I feel better with this horse. It's first time ride for this horse, but I have chance with this horse.
It felt pretty good. Congratulations, the horses most definitely wanting to go back into the parade ring. Well done then to Swindler, well done to Connections then. Trainer Yusuf Taha and Abdullah Al-Hawaj winning the Tattersall's sprint.
So returning to the winner's circle is the winner, number 4, Swindler, owned by Victorious, trained by Yusuf Taha and partnered by Abdullah Al-Hawaj, gelding by Invincible Spirit, had a priceless duel by Selkirk. Swindler had too much pace for the opposition today. The winner of the Tattersall's sprint. So there's the placings there on the screen. First and 4, Swindler; second, number 5, Desert Gulf; third, number 3, Ocean Star. Just for the record, number 1, I should say, Four-Wheel Drive, finished in 4th place. Swindler too strong for them today, coming back in trip. And the result is now official. Number 4, Swindler beats number 5, Desert Gulf. 3, Ocean Star third. Number 1, Four Wheel Drive fourth. And they've weighed in for race 3.
So we come to the presentation of the Tattersall's Sprint, and Jason Singh, Marketing Manager of Tattersall's, presenting the trophy to winning connections of Swindler. Well done to winning trainer Yusuf Taha and to winning jockey Abdullah Al-Hawaj. A impressive victory over the 5 furlongs. Well done to Swindler. And thank you to Jason from Tattersall's for sponsoring and presenting today's prize. Well, the horses are in the parade ring for our 4th race this afternoon, but we're now going to fast forward and continue our build-up to the King's Cup for the imported horses, which is the feature race of the afternoon, international listed race worth £140,000. It is race 7. We've heard from Fauzi Nass, who's got 6 runners in the race. We've heard from Alan Smith, who's got 2 runners in the race. Let's now hear from Jalil Al-Mallah, who's got 1 runner in the race, but one with a very good chance in tall order.
He's been here since October this year. We bought him from October horse and training sale at Newmarket, TATTERSALLS. I budgeted more to buy him, to be honest with you. But I think that was the best steal in this sale, I would say.
And did you buy him with the intention and hope that he would one day make up into a King's Cup horse?
He was a good horse. He did show some class in the previous races. I mean, he won 1 race here. He was impressive. He won with 11 good lengths. That's about the right trip for him. He's got the right weight. He's got the right jockey on him. So all we need is a bit of luck.
And he's up in trip from last time. You mentioned second to Tawarek in the King's Cup trial. Confident of reversing that form?
Yeah, I think he'll do better this time, because if you look at the previous race, it was over 11 furlong, and he was finishing the race. Tawarek came past him by about 2-3 lengths, and then he came flying again and he was beat by half a length.
Just looking at the opposition, Forzinas obviously got a very strong hand. Alan Smith got a couple in there as well. Who do you see as the main dangers?
Well, we're going into a battle. It's not going to be an easy day for any one of the trainers or horses in that race. I would say Recovery Run, if he reverses his previous form, he's going to be the main danger.
How important is the King's Cup, and what would it mean for you to win the biggest race out here?
It's the King Cup. Who doesn't want to win it? It's the most important race on any of the trainers or owners' calendar, racing calendar here in Bahrain.
So we're getting ever closer to the big race, but we've still got quite a bit of action to come beforehand, and this is race 4, the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club Cup. It's over 2,000 metres, field of 7 to face the start. Number 1 is What a Welcome and David Egan. Number 2, Macaque and Hussein Maki. 3, Zazinia and Andrea Zini. Number 4, Port Douglas, Cameron Noble. 5 is Wait Forever and Hassan Al Safa. 6, Law of One and Marvin Grandin, and number 7, Neoclassical and Jimmy Quinn.
So we come to our 4th race, and this is the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Cup over 10 furlongs, and horse number 1 in your picture, What a Welcome, winner of the King's Cup 2 years ago, trained by Hisham Al Haddad. David Egan takes the ride on this, a horse that's been running in Bahrain Turf Series races over the last few runs, and a horse that ran in the Bahrain International Trophy. So horse number 1, rated 94, is What a Welcome.
Number 2 is Macaque, and along with a few of these, has been running against stiff opposition this season. Macaque, who was down the field in the race won by Tawarek a few weeks ago. Number 2 is Macaque.
Horse number 3 then, Zazenia, and it's great to welcome top jockey Andrea Azzini to the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club this afternoon. He's riding for Hada Ibrahim, riding this horse who has been running in these Bahrain Turf Series races, a horse we last saw though running at the beginning of March down the field, but a horse though on his day has all the chances. She is a 5-year-old mare by Oasis Dream. Andrea Azzini comes in to ride then horse number 3, Zezenia.
And number 4 is Port Douglas. Cameron Noble is in the saddle. Beaten just short of 5 lengths by Encourage here a few weeks ago and finishing 3rd. Beaten an awful long way behind Tall Order in January, and beaten an awful long way by Recovery Run in December. Port Douglas at number 4, fair 3rd though last time.
Horse number 5, Wait Forever, trained by Ali Jan in the colours of Al Hassanain Racing. Hassan Al Safa rides this one, Wait Forever. Horse has been running in the Bahrain Turf Series races. Previously was with Marco Botti in the UK. Been running well in some decent races this season. Horse number 5, Wait Forever.
And number 6 is Law of One. Law of One, who was unplaced behind Tawarek at last time, but was a 1-length runner-up in that race on the 11th of November behind Encourage, so finished a place in front of, and a few lengths in front of Port Douglas. So that's number 6, Law of One.
Horse number 7, Neoclassical, trained by Jalil Al-Mali. Ridden by Jimmy Quinn, a horse that started his career with Dermot Wells in Ireland, but has been here a number of years, a horse stepping down in trip. It's horse number 7, Neoclassical.
So meanwhile, the runners are arriving at the start now. There's now far to go to get to that starting point for race 4. This is the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club Cup. It's over 2,000 metres, or a mile and a quarter if you prefer. Runners arriving at the start. Macaque in the red jackets. The grey colours of David Egan aboard, What a Welcome. And the purple with the white chevron, that's Zazinia. And Andrea Zini. Finished third, this horse, a few weeks ago, behind Ardab. Yellow cap on Port Douglas, Cameron Noble. Purple cap, purple and yellow colours of Wait Forever. Wait Forever was well held behind Ardab last time. So this field comprises of runners who have been running in the feature turf series races this term. So they face stiff opposition. They're at the start now. Red jacket there, black chevron of Law of One. Blue colours of Neoclassical. Jimmy Quinn in the saddle aboard Neoclassical.
In your picture there, then, horse number 3, Zenzenia, a 5-year-old mare ridden by Andrea Azzini. As I said, great to welcome him here to the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club. He's been here a number of years previously, but first time this season. He's riding for MKR Racing, those famous blue and purple colours. This horse then been running in the Bahrain Turf Series races, trained by Hadi Ibrahim. Let's have a look at horse number 1. There it is. What a Welcome. Going to be ridden by David Egan today. A horse that has returned to Hisham Al Haddad. Spent a bit of time with Jalal Al Mala. A horse that ran in the Bahrain International Trophy last season. A horse that has the King's Cup to his name. Won it back in 2020. So a very good horse on his day. But now an 8-year-old.
So the runners are now loading for race 4. The Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club Cup. Going in. What a Welcome has already gone in. Wait Forever is in. Going in quickly. Macaque is still out of line, as is Port Douglas. Port Douglas to complete the lineup. Stand by. Ready to go. The 2,000 metre start, and they're racing, and Zezina has fallen asleep in the starting stalls. Gave them plenty of rope there at the start, lost many lengths. Meanwhile, Macaque began sharply. Up along the outside is Port Douglas coming over. Leaders are being tracked in the early strides by What a Welcome in the grey jacket. Red cap to the inside, Law of One. So they form their early order with Neoclassical second last. The slow starting Zezina now alongside Neoclassical as they take the first turn. Going down the far side of the track, and it is Macaque who makes the running by a couple of lengths. Law of One is currently in a share of second place with Port Douglas. Those two are being tracked by What a Welcome. Law of One up along the inside running rail. Between horses, racing in mid-division currently is Wait Forever. That one rather hidden, being followed by Zezina. And last of all is Neoclassical. They're at the end of the back straight, and it's Macaque who tows them along in front by about 2 lengths. Port Douglas and Law of One still running together. What a Welcome is 2 lengths further back in 4th place with Zezina and Wait Forever together. And Neoclassical is an observer with 800 metres to gallop. They're approaching the turn in, and it's Macaque bidding to make all, leads by 2 lengths from Law of One. Meanwhile, Port Douglas now being ridden by Cameron Noble, with What a Welcome coming there nicely between horses in the hands of David Egan at the top of the straight. Wait Forever conserves ground. Zezina is next. Neoclassical is pulling up. They're down the straight towards the last 400, and now David Egan presses the button on What a Welcome. It's What a Welcome is putting it to Wait Forever. Those two, they've moved on from the long-time leader Macaque. Zezina is trying to stay on down the outside, heading down towards the last 200 metres, and dueling for the lead are Wait Forever and What a Welcome, and they've got about 4 lengths on Zezina deep inside the closing stages. 100 metres to go. What a Welcome now mastering Wait Forever close home. What a Welcome goes on to win. Wait Forever second, Zezina third. Macaque out wide took 4th place, and that one was clear of Law of One, who's in company with Port Douglas. Neoclassical pulled up. So What a Welcome has finally mastered Wait Forever. It was a good stretch duel between this pair, and David Egan has got the 8-year-old home. What a Welcome, a former King's Cup hero, won the King's Cup 2 years ago at the top of the straight. He got a nice run between horses. The long-time leader was Macaque there in the red jacket, and What a Welcome came through to tackle Wait Forever as they entered the final 400, and those two had a private battle all the way to the line, and inside the last 100 metres, number 1 What a Welcome has mastered number 5 Wait Forever. Zezina, what about Zezina? Wandered around a fair bit in the closing stages. It kept on for Andrea Zini, but fell asleep in the starting stalls. Zezina, who ultimately took 3rd place, but was several lengths away from the principal 2. So it is What a Welcome and Hesham Al-Haddad and David Egan in the winners' circle after the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club Cup, our 4th race of the day. And they were well strung out inside the closing stages there, with those front two having that private duel all the way to the line. What a Welcome beats Wait Forever. And the provisional result of the Rashid Equestrian Horseracing Club Cup: first, number 1 What a Welcome; second was number 5 Wait Forever; third, number 3 Zezina; and fourth, number 2 Macaque. Returning to scale, number 1 What a Welcome and David Egan. Let's go trackside.
Let's have a word then with winning jockey David Egan. David, this horse, a King's Cup winner, always a talent. Nice to see him back to his best.
Yeah, look, a horse never loses his class, and obviously it was only a couple of years ago that he was winning the King's Cup here, so great to get the horse back to good form.
What kind of thrill did he give you? What kind of feel? Because it's pretty close at the end.
It was. Do you know what I really liked? He showed it was a great tenacious battle the last furlong between mine and Ali Jan's horse. But to be fair, both horses locked horns, and it was a good battle up to the line, but I think stamina was definitely on my horse's side today.
You've ridden a former King's Cup winner to victory. What about the big race later on? How do you rate your chances with Classical Wave?
Very excited. Obviously it'd be great to win for His Highness Sheikh Nasser, but look, it's a solid race, and there's a dozen horses that could deserve to win. So yeah, an exciting race to come.
Well, good luck with that one, and well done for victory on What a Welcome then in today's Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club Cup. Well done. Let's hear it then. What a Welcome and David Egan.
And there in the winner's circle is the winner, What a Welcome. So, provisional placings for the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club Cup. First, number 1, What a Welcome. Second, number 5, Wait Forever. Third, number 3, Zazenia. And for the record, number 2, Macaque, took out 4th place. Great duel inside the last 400 metres between What a Welcome and Wait Forever, with What a Welcome just powering away towards the finish to take the money. And the result is now official. Weighed in for race 4.
So we come to the trophy presentation of our 4th race, the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club Cup. And delighted to welcome Sheikh Salman bin Rashid Al Khalifa, the Executive Director of the club, to present this trophy to winning connections of What a Welcome, trained by Hisham El Haddad, ridden by David Egan, and collecting the trophy is Abdullah Al Isa, owner of What a Welcome. His Majesty the King's Cup, sponsored by Batco, is one of the most prestigious races run during the season in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
It's the biggie, it's the one that everyone wants to win.
It's the King Cup. Who doesn't want to win?
It was obviously our main aim throughout the season. That's why I've got everything in the yard running in that race.
This Friday's listed contest, run over 2,400 metres, has attracted a stellar field of 12. Al Ariyat Racing fields 2 runners, both trained by Alan Smith, last year's third Rayan Paul, and Recovery Runner, the mount of Kieran Schumacher.
And Recovery Run is strolling clear.
Zagato, a son of Frankel and a brilliant 6.5 length winner of the final Bahrain Turf Series race at the Vision 2030 Cup, will be ridden by Neil Callan.
Zagato will take the money, it's all parcelled up.
Tuareg, winner of the King's Cup Trial, will be partnered by 2021 winning jockey Adre de Vries.
Tawarek Tall Order encouraged, rallying Tall Order to the inside, but Tawarek leads by half a length and collects.
Other contenders include the improving Encourage and the King's Cup Trial runner-up Tall Order. And also representing the Hesham Al Haddad stable, 2-time Turf Series winner Mars Landing.
Mars Landing lands it again.
And Classical Wave.
Brain's running on down the outside, but it's Classical Wave.
2020 Bahrain International Trophy winner Simsia makes his eagerly awaited comeback.
Simsia, Global Giant, and they hit the line together.
The race is worth £140,000 and you can watch all of the action live on Racing TV and on the Bahrain Turf Club website. And yes, that race is creeping ever closer. It's due off at 5:10 local time. It is the imported King's Cup. It is the feature race of the afternoon. It is international listed status and worth £140,000. As I said, that'll be the 7th, the conclusion to racing today, the 7th race on the card. We've already enjoyed 4. We're now building up to our 5th race here, which is the Al Mathak Mile. This also an international listed race, so we've got plenty to look forward to. Let's get all our details then and say hello and good afternoon to our commentator, Mr. Darren Owen.
Thanks, Ali. Yes, we are building up now to our feature race, the King's Cup, and that is race number 7. But before that, we've got the listed race for the milers, the Al Mathak Mile, and we've got the King's Cup for the locally bred stars. So 3 wonderful races still to come. But what about that big race at the end of the afternoon? How competitive is that? So many questions to be answered. Conditions here then at Sakia Racecourse, perfect, good firm ground. We've got a fairly keen breeze down the straight behind the field on this very warm day. So 3 good races to come, and coming up now we have got the Al Mathak Mile. That's very shortly. Let's have a look at the field then for this Al Mathak Mile, a listed race, internationally class listed race. Number 1 is Barshia partnered by Ibrahim Nada. Number 2, Beecham Baganal and Hussein Maki. Number 3 is last year's runner-up of Byline and Kieran Schumacher. 4, Ecosystem George Wood. 5 is Kinks and Marcialis Jores. Number 6 is Leeth and Adri de Vries. Number 7, Magical Wish and Andrea Zini. 8, Nay Slayer, Ray Dawson, looking for his 2nd winner of the day already. Number 9 is 9 Below Zero and Marvin Grandin. Number 10 is Prince Elzam for birthday boy Shane Foley. Number 11 is Shebel Al Jazeera. Neil Callan's already on the scorecard today, the season's leading jockey here. Number 12, Ucini and David Egan. And number 13, Sonia Henney, the mare. Rosie Jessup is aboard.
And in your picture then, let's have a look at these horses. That's horse number 1 having his first start in Bahrain. That's Bashir, a horse that's been running in Maidan. Before that was with Charlie Hills in the UK. 5-year-old gelding in the colours of Al Oof Racing. Mohammed Hassan trains it for Ibrahim Nada, who's riding the horse. Then that is horse number 1, Bashir.
Number 2 is Beecham Baganal, and Hussein Maki takes the ride. He's had 3 starts this season, was second to Sonia Henny over the course and distance back in November, but was well beaten on his last appearance. That's number 2, Beecham Baganal.
Horse number 3, the highest rated horse in the field, been hugely successful here. That's Byline for Alan Smith and Kieran Schumacher. Finished second on his last 2 runs in Bahrain Turf Series races, but a good winner back in the middle of December, winning a Group 1, a local Group 1 here, beating Shebel Al Jazeera. So Byline, the highest rated horse in the field, with Kieran Schumacher taking the ride.
Number 4 is Ecosystem. George Wood is aboard, and Ecosystem comes into this race in good form, having won here in January. That was over 1,400 metres. 2 wins here this season at that trip of 1,400 metres. Of course, they're going 1,600 today. That's number 4, Ecosystem.
Horse number 5 is Kinks, a regular in the Bahrain Turf Series this winter. It's ridden by Michaelis Jurez today for Hisham Al Haddad, rated 95 last seen, finishing in 5th behind Silent Film back on the 18th of February. So 6-year-old then, by 60s icon, is horse number 5, Kinks.
Number 6. Yeah.
And moving on to number 6, this is Leath. Yet to strike here, Leath has only got 1 career win. That was at this distance back in May of 2019. He has caught the eye on the odd occasion, though, but number 6, Leath, really does need to find his feet to trouble the judge today.
If they want to have an interview, they're very welcome. Horse number 7, Magical Wish, was a winner here for Stan Moore back at the end of January. Since running a couple of Bahrain Turf Series races, now trained by Hada Ibrahim. Andrea Azzini, Group 1 winning jockey all over the world, comes in to ride this horse then. That's horse number 7, Magical Wish. Horse number 9 is 9 Below Zero. Marvin Grandin rides this one for Mohammed Hassan. A horse that finished second to Happy Craft the middle of February, so some good form there. So horse number 9 is 9 Below Zero.
Number 10 coming out onto the track there is Prince Elzam, and Shane Foley is aboard. Prince Elzam won over 1,600 metres last week, was a half-length runner-up to Magical Wish in the Stewards Cup here in January. It's number 10, Prince Elzam.
We did one.
I've got Tony, sorry.
Horse number 12 then, Ucini, ridden by David Egan, who won the last race, looking for a quick double. A horse that beat Byline over this distance in December. Last finish though behind Happy Craft back at the end of January. Had a bit of a break and comes here with every chance. That's horse number 12, Ucini.
So runners making their way to the start. Number 8 is Nay Slayer. Ray Dawson's looking for his second winner of the day. This horse was well held when fourth behind Prince Elzam here last week. Still looking for his first win in Bahrain. That is Nay Slayer. Did win in the UAE back in 2020.
Horse number 11, Shebel Al Jazeera. Neil Callan takes the ride for Osama Hashim, the trainer, in the colours of Al Mohammadiya Racing. And a horse that we last saw finishing a good second behind Silent Film in the race that a number of these ran in back on the 18th of February. Before that's been running in the Bahrain Turf Series and finishing there or thereabouts. So comes here with a good chance then. Got top jockey Neil Callan in the saddle. That's Shebel Al Jazeera, horse number 11.
Number 13 is Sonia Henny. Sonia Henny there in the red jacket with the white striped sleeves. This is a 6-year-old mare. Rosie Jessup is aboard. Well beaten last time in the Al Sakir Cup at 1400 metres. Scored a couple of times earlier on in the season, a couple of handicaps back in November over 1400 and 1600. That's number 13, Sonia Henny. So the runners are now at the post. They're at the start for race 5. This is the listed Al Methak Cup at Methak Mile. Field of 13 runners arriving at the mile start. So runners then are at the start for this, the Al Methak Mile. So Byline is looking to win this race and finished second 12 months ago, hoping to go one better. Byline has been knocking on the door this season. Did beat Shebel Al Jazeera and Beecham Baganel earlier on in the campaign. Byline in the dark blue and white jacket. Number 10, Prince Elzam, and Shane Foley in the red colours, white sleeves. Prince Elzam, who won over this trip last week. So comes here in good nick. Ucini in the dark blue with the yellow star. Won a couple of times in December. 1600 metre handicap and a grade 2. Actually beat Byline. Magical Wish, very much on his toes. Andrea Zini in the saddle aboard Magical Wish. Won the Stewards Cup over course and distance in January. So they are loading for race 5, the Al Methak Mile. this listed race. Bashir goes forward. Sonia Shebel Al Jazeera has been dismounted by Neil Callan. That horse probably going to the stalls without the jockey. Ecosystem is about to move up. Nay Slayer, Byline, and Prince Elzam to go in, as well as Shebel Al Jazeera, who will be reunited with Neil Callan in the starting stall. So 2 to go for the Al Methak Mile listed race. Shebel Al Jazeera was the last one to load. They're set to go. And they're off, racing away, and away smartly up along the inside was Shebel Al Jazeera. Likes to front run, and 9 Below Zero racing prominently. So too Magical Wish, and Sonia Henny wants a slice of the action as they go through the first couple of 100 metres of the journey. Quite a bit of pace on Shebel Al Jazeera, being taken on by Sonia Henny. Those two are being tracked by Ucini. Byline is out wide, cheek pieces, dark blue jacket. Magical Wish is hunting up the leaders. 9 Below Zero a place in front of that one. Further back to Ecosystem, and then comes an Ace Slayer as they edge towards the end of the back straight. Prince Elzam, Beecham Baganel and Kinks are further back, followed by Bashir, and Layeth is giving them start. Must be about 10 or 12 lengths off the speed. They have 800 metres left to go, and it is Shebel Al Jazeera and Sonia Henny. These two force the pace. Ucini up along the inside. 9 Below Zero between horses, with Byline currently 3 wide. Just in behind these, Ecosystem is under a ride back in mid-division. Magical Wish been popped a question, followed by Beecham Baganel in the yellow and black stripes behind a wall of horses for ahead of Kinks. They've got 400 metres left to go. Over on the far side, Shebel Al Jazeera pounced on now by Ucini. Takes over from Shebel Al Jazeera. Ecosystem, Byline hasn't gone forward, and then 9 Below Zero. Kinks is trying to stay on. Layeth is passing horses late as they enter the final 200 metres. It's Ucini and David Egan. They've got about 3 lengths on this field. They could be playing for places now. It's all over. This will go to Ucini, and they are playing for places. It's going to be tight for second, with just Ecosystem second. Beecham Baganel, Magical Wish, they were all in the mix there, followed by the long-time leader Shebel Al Jazeera. So Ucini has won it, and Ucini has won it convincingly, and David Egan's having a great season here in Bahrain, and it's another one for that man. 2 winners on the day for David, for Abdullah Fawzi Nas, who's celebrating his birthday, and this horse, Ucini, trained by top trainer Hesham Al Haddad, and Ucini has won convincingly this afternoon. Was in good form back in December, winning a Grade 2 and winning a handicap over this trip. Has travelled really well, took over from the long-time leader Shebel Al Jazeera at the 400, and nothing came at Ucini from that point. They were really just playing for places behind, because Ucini just stole that march going to the final 200 metres. And then in behind, well, looking at those horses that were trying to get a place, Ecosystem came through to take second inside the last 100. Beecham Baganel stayed on, as did Magical Wish, who couldn't land a blow. Looks as though Ecosystem's taken second, with Beecham Baganel and Magical Wish disputing it for third place. But ultimately, the Al Methak Mile, this internationally classed listed race, has gone to number 12, the 6-year-old Ucini. So the judges' placings for race 5, the Al Methak Mile. First, number 12, Ucini. Second, number 4, Ecosystem. Third, number 2, Beecham Baganel. And fourth, number 7, Magical Wish.
Well, let's have a word then again with winning jockey David Egan. Quick double there, David. Congratulations. So Ucini seemed to give you a lovely ride. It was first and the rest nowhere, really.
Yeah, absolutely. When he won here and he beat Byline the last day by 6.5 lengths, we were drawn 2 and we got a nice position in the same position we had today, and he quickened up the inside and won very well the last day. And the last time in the Turf Series race, he was drawn wide over 7 furlongs, and that's a big negative here. It's a big draw bias being drawn the inside, so close to that first bend, but we got a nice draw today, got a nice lead into the race, and he quickened really well between the 1 and the 2 and put the race to bed quickly.
And good for you to have another big race win. This is an international listed race, one of the biggest races of the season here at the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club, and you seem to be clearing up with many of the big races.
Yeah, it's a real honour. Obviously, this horse is prepared very well by Hesham Al-Haddad and his team, Raju, who does a great job with the horses, all the grooms, all the riders in the morning. It's not a one-man band. Everyone's involved and we all appreciate it.
Well, congratulations, David. You still got to steer them to victory, and you did that very well. On board Ucini, winning this big race, this international listed race. Well done to Ucini and David Egan, and connections of Fawzi Nas and Hesham Al-Haddad.
So in the winner's circle, winner of the Al Mefak Mile, owned by Abdullah Fawzi Nas, trained by Hesham Al-Haddad and ridden by David Egan, Ucini. So let's just confirm the provisional placings. First, number 12, Ucini. Second, number 4, Ecosystem. Third, number 2, Beecham Bagnall. And fourth was number 7, Magical Wish. But inside the last 200 metres, it was all about that one horse. And that one horse was Ucini.
Let's have a word then with winning owner and very much part of the training of this horse, Fawzi Nas. Fawzi, were you surprised with the manner of the victory there by Ucini?
Not really, to be honest. He's done it, this is his 3rd win in a row, and he's done them all 3 quite easy. Obviously, this was a stronger field, but some of the horses he's beaten in the same manner in the past, so he seems like a proper horse.
You've been in the winners' enclosure already today. Again, obviously with Ucini, you've got Pulsar in the next race, but then you've got 6 or half of the field in the final race, the big imported King's Cup. The pick of those 6, please, Fawzi.
I wish I knew. It's going to be very tight between Zagato, Classical Wave, Tawarik if he gets the trip, because I think 12 furlongs is a bit of a stretch for him. It's a tough call for me.
But how good is it to have 2 international listed races on a day like today?
Absolutely. We're not done yet, so let's see what happens.
Well done. Good luck in the rest of the field.
Thank you.
So the result is now official. First number 12, Yussini. Second, number 4, Ecosystem. Third, number 2, that was Beecham Baganal. And they've weighed in for race 5. Well, we're now moving on to race number 6. This is a real highlight for the locally bred horses. It's their King's Cup, and it is a race over 2,400 metres. Number 1 is Aslan, and Marvin Grandad takes the ride. Number 2, Living Art, and Neil Callan. Number 3 is Pulsar, winner of the Crown Prince Cup. Pulsar and Adrie de Vries, the 12 times champion from Holland. Number 4 is Epic, the Derby winner, David Egan, looking for a treble on the day. Number 5 is Monefis and Andrea Zini. And number 6 is the mare, that is Sabrina, and Hussein Maki is taking the ride aboard the mare Sabrina. So this is the King's Cup for the locally bred thoroughbreds over 2,400 metres. It's race 6.
So let's have a look at the horses in the paddock then for this King's Cup for the local horses. There is horse number 1, Aslan, for Marvin Grandin, jockey trained by Jalil Al-Mala, a horse that finished second last time out, but before that finished well beaten by Pulsar in the Crown Prince's Cup. So got plenty to find on that form. Horse number 1, Aslan.
We're going to take a look at number 3 now. This is a Pulsar, and a Pulsar certainly comes into this at the top of his game. Pulsar won the Crown Prince's Cup over 2,000 metres here last time. 8 straight wins now for Pulsar. Can he make it 9? Number 3, Pulsar.
Horse number 4 is Epic, the Bahrain Derby winner. So the Derby winner up against his older rivals. David Egan rides this one looking for a treble. Hisham Al Haddad trains it, owned by Fauzi Nas. So these familiar colours looking for a quick double. Epic, impressive in the Bahrain Derby. So looking to get the better of the Crown Princess Cup winner Pulsar, who will hopefully see soon. So that's horse number 4, Epic.
Number 5 is Munafis, and Andrea Zini is taking the ride here, and Munafis is in good form, having won his last 2 starts over 14 and 1800 metres, going 2,400 today. Number 5, the informed Munafis.
Well, delighted to be joined now by champion jockey in Holland, no less than 14 times, Adrie de Vries. Obviously been riding around the world for a number of years. Great to see you here, Adrie. You've won the King's Cup last year, so great to be back. This is your first time this season riding at the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club?
Yeah, it's my first time this season. I was supposed to come for the international meeting, but my horse got scratched. And then they changed the dates, so I was busy in Dubai, but it's nice to be back.
And you've got a nice ride here on Pulsar.
Absolutely, yeah, he's a nice horse. I know him from 2 seasons ago, and yeah, he's here with a big shot.
And what do you rate your chances in the imported King's Cup?
I think it's a very open race. I think it's about 5-6 horses who can win that race, so I guess the luckiest one will win today. I'm drawn a little bit wide, but hopefully get some cover and yeah, hope for a good run.
What are the intricacies of this track then? What are the things to watch out for riding here?
Oh, you don't want to be too far off turning for home. I know it's a long straight, but the horses don't stop. They run downhill down that last bend, and they keep rolling. So you don't want to be too far away, and especially you don't want to be wide on the last bend. So that's a little bit the trick.
Well, good luck in the King's Cup, the imported horses. Good luck with Pulsar in this one for the local breds. Lovely to see Adrie de Vries riding here, one of a number of Group 1 winning jockeys who've flown in for this big meeting. Adrie de Vries, Group 1 winning jockey all over the world, and as I said, 14-time champion jockey in his native Holland.
So runners then about to step out onto the course. And stepping out of the track for the King's Cup for the locally bred horses. Leading the parade there is Sabrina, the mare, who's in the red and white colours, red with white striped sleeves. Sabrina on a grade 2 over 1600 metres, just breaking the parade in the green and brown colours. Neil Callan aboard Living Art, who was a runner-up last time. That was behind Epic, was half a length behind Epic when they met here in February, over 2,200. Sabrina, number 6, won over 1600, won a grade 2 over 1600 in January. There's a fair way behind a Pulsar, over 2,000 metres in January. That's Sabrina. The yellow and black stripes of Pulsar. Pulsar, winner of the Crown Prince Cup and looking for a 9th straight win, Pulsar. Aslan in the black and white colours. Marvin Grandin aboard number 1. Aslan has won 3 times this season and is a winner over this trip. And Munafis, number 5, Andrea Zini's mount in the purple, the lighter blue chevron. Munafis, winner of his last 2 starts over shorter trips. So the runners are about to arrive at the post for this King's Cup for the locally bred thoroughbreds, 6 of them, going 2,400 metres. And as you can see, the starting stalls positioned by the 100-metre marker, so it's a short run to the winning post and the first turn before they complete a full circuit of the course. So they're at the start, at the post for race 6. So runners circling there behind the starting stalls. A race which features this clash between the Crown Prince Cup winner Pulsar and the Derby winner Epic. 2 horses in fine form. Pulsar's got 8 straight wins to his name. Epic has got 4 straight wins to his name on his CV. Epic beat Living Art last month. Sabrina was 3rd behind Epic and Living Art when they clashed a few weeks ago. So stand by, runners now going into the starting stalls. This feature race for the locally bred thoroughbreds. The King's Cup for the locally bred thoroughbreds. Pulsar, Living Art, Aslan, they've gone forward. Munafis going in. Last couple to move up, Epic and Sabrina. Sabrina, the last one to load, going into stall number 1. They are all in. And they're ready, and they're off. Racing over 2,400 metres. The mare Sabrina dropping out last this field as Pulsar and Epic already crossing swords early going into the first turn. So it is Pulsar moving on by about a length and a half, with Epic not really settling yet. Second place, really keen, joined by Munafis. And the leading trio go around that first turn ahead of Aslan in the black and white colours. Living Art to the inside as they go over the road crossing there, and Pulsar had a good look at it. So going down the side of the track, and it is Pulsar in front, being followed by Epic, and the pace is pretty slack. On the wide outside, Munafis, Aslan and Living Art follow, and Sabrina is watching on as they go down the side of the course. So it's Pulsar and Epic holding the first couple of spots as they go to that turn. Munafis on the wide outside, so it's Pulsar around that bend. Munafis now just being shaken up to go forward in the hands of Andrea Etzini. Up along the inside, Living Art with Epic in the dark blue and the yellow jacket. Aslan follows, and Sabrina is at the back. They move on down the far side of the course with around 1,400 metres left to travel. It's Pulsar, Munafis, Living Art, with Epic just off them ahead of Aslan, and Sabrina is at the back end of the field, but they're fairly well grouped. The pace has been pretty steady as they pass the 1,200. Pulsar in front from Munafis, 2 horses in really good form coming here. Living Art is just in behind them. Then the informed Derby winner Epic, and the last 2 are Aslan and Sabrina as they leave the back straight and head now towards the final 800 metres. It's Pulsar in pole position. Pulsar bidding to make all, leads by a half length to Munafis second place. Epic now being brought right around the field, 3 wide by David Egan as they approach the turn in. Living Art's just in behind the front wave, followed by Aslan, and Sabrina's last of all. They flatten out for the finish, and now Pulsar is under attack from Epic, and Epic has hit the front from Pulsar. Epic looking for 5 straight wins. Pulsar looking for 9 straight wins. They're locking horns. They're a couple of lengths in front of Living Art. Sabrina can't go forward. Munafis is backpedaling, and Aslan, and inside the final 200, Pulsar is game if nothing else, and he's coming back to reclaim the advantage over Epic with down the outside Living Art, but Pulsar has broken their hearts here, and that's 9 straight wins. Pulsar is the winner. Second place goes to Living Art, then Epic, tight between Munafis and Sabrina, with Aslan last of all. So Pulsar has won it. That's 9 straight wins. What an amazing horse this is on the local scene here in Bahrain. And the Crown Prince Cup winner back here in January is now recorded this famous double, but at one stage supporters of Pulsar did take a bit of a fright going to the 400 metres as the Derby winner Epic, given a positive ride off the final bend by David Egan, came through to hit the front, definitely hit the front, but by the time they got to the 200, Pulsar had wrestled back that advantage and then just powered away towards the finish. Good run there from Living Art down the outside. It looks though Living Art, yes indeed, has snatched second place from Epic in third, and they were clear of Sabrina. 9 straight wins for Pulsar, and the multiple Dutch champion Andrea de Vries has taken the plaudits this afternoon aboard Pulsar, who beats Epic into second place, and beats Living Art into second place, with Epic back in third and Sabrina in 4th position. So, judges' placings on the King's Cup for the locally bred thoroughbreds. First at number 3, Pulsar. Second at number 2, Living Art. Third at number 4, Epic. And 4th was number 6, Sabrina. Big day for Pulsar.
Well, let's have a word with winning jockey Adre de Vries. Adre, we spoke before the race. Mission completed, this horse adding the King's Cup to the Crown Prince's Cup. Well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, like we said, he's a big galloper. I could set my own fractions. The anxious moment was in the first bend where he wanted to go home. That was the most scariest part. But we know he stays the distance well when he kept on going.
Yeah, you needed every part of that long home straight.
Yeah, David headed me, but I always knew my horse would be the better stayer.
And how does it feel to be back in the winner's enclosure here?
Oh, always feels great. Nice to be back.
Well done to Adre de Vries. Multiple Group 1 winning jockey around the world, and he adds a big race here. He'll be looking, though, to win the King's Cup for the imported horse after this victory for Pulsar. Now a King's Cup winner as well as a Crown Prince Cup winner. Well done to you, Pulsar, winning our 6th race here with Adre de Vries.
There is your winner, the very game and consistent, Pulsar.
Majesty, the King's Cup, sponsored by Batco, is one of the most prestigious races run during the season in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
It's the biggie, it's the one that everyone wants to win.
It's the King Cup. Who doesn't want to win?
It was obviously our main aim throughout the season. That's why I've got everything in the yard running in that race.
This Friday's listed contest, run over 2,400 metres, has attracted a stellar field of 12. Al Ariat Racing fields 2 runners, both trained by Alan Smith, last year's 3rd Rayan Paul, and Recovery Run, the mount of Kieran Schumacher.
And Recovery Run is strolling clear.
Zagato, a son of Frankel and a brilliant 6.5 length winner of the final Bahrain Turf Series race at the Vision 2030 Cup, will be ridden by Neil Callan.
Zagato will take the money, it's all parcelled up.
Tuareg, winner of the King's Cup Trial, will be partnered by 2021 winning jockey Adre de Vries.
Towerette Tall Order encouraged, rallying Tall Order to the inside, but Towerette leads by half a length and collects.
Other contenders include the improving Encourage and the King's Cup Trial runner-up Tall Order. And also representing the Hesham Al Haddad stable, 2-time Turf Series winner Mars Landing.
Mars Landing lands it again.
And Classical Wave.
Brains running on down the outside, but it's Classical Wave.
2020 Bahrain International Trophy winner Simsia makes his eagerly awaited comeback.
Simsia, Global Giant, and they hit the line together.
The race is worth £140,000 and you can watch all of the action live on Racing TV and on the Bahrain Turf Club website. And the big race is upon us. We welcome viewers from around the world to the Rashid Equestrian Horse Racing Club here in the Kingdom of Bahrain as we gear up for the most prestigious race of the season, the one that all the trainers here in Bahrain want to win. It is the King's Cup for imported horses. It is the 7th race on the card this afternoon. We've been pretty busy, and so far it has very much been the Fauzi Nas show. He's won the King's Cup for the Arabians, he's won the big mile listed race, and he's just won the King's Cup for the local bred horses. Can he make it a clean sweep? Is he going to win the King's Cup for the imported horses worth £140,000? We'll be welcoming the horses into the paddock shortly, but first let's say hello and hand up to our commentator this afternoon, Darren Owen.
Thanks, Ali, as we look forward to our feature race of the day and indeed the feature race of the season, the one they all want to win here in Bahrain. Well, the wind's pretty keen. It is behind the field as it'll actually was pretty tough in the home straight for them, but the ground conditions good to firm. We're looking forward to a fiendishly competitive race. A number of the runners lining up in today's feature have been taking part in the Turf Series races and have won Turf Series races. So looking forward to the King's Cup this afternoon. Strong wind down the home straight for them. It's good to firm for the 12 runners. Let's have a look at this stellar lineup. Number 1 is Bonds Boy and Marcelius Jores aboard. Number 2, Classical Way, won the Anchorman Cup at over 1,800 metres last month, beat Staccato, first run at the trip for Classical Wave. Number 3 is Harbour Spirit. Ray Dawson is the jockey, was second to Encourage here last week. Number 4 is Mars Landing. Shane Foley takes the ride. The horse won here 3 times in December. Number 5 is Rayanpur. Abdullah Faisal aboard. The horse finished 3rd in this race 12 months ago. Simsia, the top-rated local horse, not been seen since running down the field in the Shima Classic 12 months ago. Simsia and Hussein Maki. Number 7 is Takaria. First start in Bahrain. The horse has run in Maidan, has got 1 all-weather win to his name. Number 8 is Encourage partnered by Jimmy Quinn. 3 wins from its last 4 starts. Number 9 is Recovery Run. Kieran Schumark is aboard. We'll have to put a disappointing run last time behind him to figure, but this is a horse who won by some wide margins earlier on in the season. Number 10, Tall Order and Marvin Grandin was second here last time out. Number 11 is Towarek, who beat Tall Order here over 2,200 metres. Number 12, Zagato, was pretty impressive, winning over the 2,000 metres in the 2030 Turf Series Cup last time. Neil Callan aboard Zagato. That is the stellar lineup for the King's Cup. Let's take a look at the official result now of the King's Cup for the locally bred horses. First, number 3, Pulsar. Second, number 2, Living Art. And third, number 4, Epic. And they've weighed in for race 6.
So let's have a look at the horses then for our big race, the King's Cup for the imported horses, sponsored by Batco. That is horse number 1, Bonds Boy. He'll be riding in the colours of Al Mohammedia Racing. Michaela Zuras takes the ride. Osama Hashim trains this one. Up in trip today, up to the 2,400 metres, but a 3-time winner in Bahrain, including Christmas Eve. Poor the last twice and needs to improve on that. Expect to see Bonds Boy prominent during the race, especially at the beginning. So that is horse number 1, Bonds Boy.
Number 2 is a Classical Wave with the informed David Egan. This horse won the Anchorman Cup over 1,800 metres last month, beat Zagato by half a length, has won over 2,000 metres in the UK, but this is Classical Wave's first run at this trip of 2,400 metres.
Horse number 3, Harbour Spirit, having his third run here, been running in the UAE. Ran just last week, finishing second, a good second to Encourage, who also runs here today. Ray Dawson rides, jockey with a 100% strike rate here, and Jabba Rabadan trains this one. This is horse number 3, Harbour Spirit.
Number 4 is Mars Landing, who overall has had a really good season. Shane Foley, the birthday boy, takes the ride aboard Mars Landing. Won here 3 times in December, has won a couple of Turf Series races. That's number 4, Mars Landing.
Horse number 5, Rayanpour, in the colours of Al Adiat Racing, finished third in this race last year, third in the Crown Princess Cup this year, finished 4th in the trial. So there or thereabouts. Can he improve on that? Abdullah Faisal rides for trainer Alan Smith. That's horse number 5, Rayanpour.
Number 6 is Simsia and Hussein Maki aboard the top-rated local horse. Not been seen since finishing last in the Shima Classic last year. All this horse's wins have been at around 2,000 metres. Number 6, Simsia.
Horse number 7, Takari, a horse trained by Mohammed Hassan. Horse having his first run for that trainer, having his first run here. Been running over in Dubai, was with the Gosdens back in the UK before that. George Wood rides horse number 7, Takuria.
Number 8 is Encourage, partnered by Jimmy Quinn. This horse has won 3 of his last 4 races, and last week Encourage took the money over 1,800 metres. That is number 8, Encourage.
Horse number 9, then the second in the Al Adiat Racing colours, is Recovery Run. Kieran Schumacher rides this one again for trainer Alan Smith. Been brilliant at the start of this season, but needs to put behind a couple of poor runs recently, finishing down the field last time. But as I said, brilliant at the beginning of the season back in December. That is horse number 9, Recovery Run.
Number 10 is Tall Order, chased home a Tawarek over 2,200 metres last time. Chased home Encourage when they met over this course and distance in February. But back in January, Tall Order was mightily impressive in winning a race by 11 lengths. Number 10, Tall Order.
Behind 10. Horse number 11, Tawarek, been brilliant in the Bahrain Turf Series races this year. Finished second in the Crown Princess Cup, won the trial for this race, and has a winning jockey from the last race, Adri de Vries, riding it. Hesham Al Haddad's the trainer. This is horse number 11, Tawarek.
Number 12 is Zagato. Neil Callan is the jockey. Zagato won the Turf Series race, the 2030 Vision Cup, over 2,000 metres last time by a real wide margin of 6.5 lengths. So comes here in good form. That's number 12, Zagato.
Let's have a word then with the trainer Alan Smith, who's won this race numerous times. He's got 2 in the race this year, though. Ray and Paul and Recovery Run. How do you rank their chances?
Well, I don't think I could have 2 nicer horses, quite honestly. They're both very talented. Ryan Paul was 3rd in this last year, and Recovery Run won 2 nice races early on this season. Went over to Saudi, finished 2nd, and I think the trip took a little bit out of him that we didn't realise, and he didn't run so well last time. But since then we just backed off him and brought him back gently, and he's been working very well the last couple of pieces of work, and we're very hopeful. Just coming off a bad draw, that's the only thing.
How do you see the race panning out? They're starting right in front of the stands. There's not that long before the first bend. How do you see it all sort of working out in sort of jockey positions?
Normal Bahraini 2,400 metre race. Race to the first bend. Everyone jockeying for position to get where they want to be. The ones coming off a high draw or trying to get in, and the ones on a low draw trying not to get boxed in. So it's going to be a little bit tussle. Simsar, if he runs how he won in the international, of course, a year ago, then he'll be going to the front, I would think. But there's 1 or 2 with a little bit of early speed that will probably take them along.
And finally, it's been elevated to International Group 3, a group listed race rather this year. First time, we've obviously had the listed mile as well. How good is it to have 2 listed races on such an important day?
Yeah, I think it's very good and probably well deserved, because there are some very nice horses that run in this, and also the Al Mathiq. Always some very talented horses, high rated horses.
Good luck to you then.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks very much for talking to us. Alan Smith, he's got 2 runners in the race as they make their way out of the paddock and head down to the start. The stall's right in front of the grandstand here. Very short run to the first turn. It's over 2,400 metres. Race worth £140,000 and elevated for the first time this year to international listed status. It is the one race that the trainers here all want to win. It is one of, if not the most prestigious race here outside of the trophy in November. This is the race which the local trainers very much target. Alan Smith, as I said, 2 runners in this. Hisham Al Haddad and Fawzi Nas, the powerful stable that have been dominating the big races this season, dominating today. They've got 6 runners in the race. And it's great to see so many top jockeys make the trip over for today. We have Adre de Vries, Shane Foley, he's riding here for the first time since the international trophy. And we also have the likes of David Egan's been here all season, Kieran Schumark, Jimmy Quinn, Neil Callan. So some real Group 1 winning jockeys made the trip out for this important race day.
So the runners are out on the track. They'll be arriving at the 2,400 metre start shortly for the King's Cup, our final race of the day on this big day of racing. And this eagerly awaited prize, we'll see 12 horses gallop into that first turn very shortly. About to arrive at the start.
Well, let's have a quick word with His Highness Sheikh Sultan, who's got 4 runners in the race today. A very important race for you, no doubt.
Yes, this is the most important race in the Bahrain. So we have 4 runners. Hopefully they run well, and all of them we stretch and trip. So we must run, and we'll see.
how do we read into the jockey bookings? Because it's great to see that we have Neil Callan obviously riding for you, but we've also got Shane Foley, birthday boy, come over from Ireland to ride for you.
Yes, Shane, I met him in Saudi, and he said, I said to him, we would like you to ride for us in the King's Cup because you have few horses, and he said, yes, of course I'll be there, and with the Mohammediya team, yes.
Brilliant. And in terms of the four, how do you separate them? Which ones should we be looking for?
Well, Zagato, I think he's the best, but rather he do the trip or no, it will we'll see it now.
And very quickly for our viewers back in the UK, you've got plenty of good, exciting 2-year-olds to look forward to running, no doubt, this summer?
Yes, we're ready with the 2-year-olds, hopefully in April, getting them ready on the track.
Hopefully the next Golden Horde.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, good luck. Thank you very much to His Highness Sheikh Sultan. He's got 4 runners here this afternoon in the famous Al Mohammediya racing colours. So the runners circling down at the post. They'll be loading up shortly. The 12 runners, some of the very best horses trained here in the kingdom, fighting for this prestigious prize. We have Bahrain International Trophy winner in Simsir, plenty of Bahrain Turf Series winners in Mars Landing and Tuareg. The trial winner, that was also Tuareg, and quite a few of these then been running in the top group races here, as well as those Bahrain Turf Series races. In your picture there, that is Zagato, just gone past Neil Callan Mount. That's horse number 6 there, actually, is Simsir. Great to see him back, the Bahrain International Trophy winner in 2020, and has had a long time off the track. Haven't seen him since over a year ago when we last saw him running in Dubai. So nice to see Simsir back. Hussein Maki takes the ride on Simsir. One of 6 for Fawzi Nas and Hisham Al Haddad as they start to load. So the 12 runners then going into the stalls for this prestigious King's Cup, one of the biggest races in the Kingdom of Bahrain. And let's hand up to our commentator, Darren Owen.
Thanks, Ali. Yes, a field of 12 runners then moving forward. And a few of them have already gone into the starting stalls. Classical Wave has gone in. Classical Wave hasn't quite gone in yet, but in stall number 1 next to Classical Wave, Simsir, that horse is loaded. Classical Wave now just going in. Tall orders in place. And still out of line, we've got Recovery Run. Drawn to the outside, that is Tuareg. So standing by for a start. And they are almost ready. 2,400 metres, and they're off for the King's Cup. And Tuareg just drops out last of all as they make the dash for the first turn. It is Bonds Boy who makes the running with Recovery Run right there with the leaders. So too is Simsir. Tall Order. Just in behind them comes Takaria as they round that turn. Harper's Spirit is racing currently in mid-division as they go down the side of the course, with Encourage got the red jacket, yellow cap up along the inside. Further back to Zagato as they find their stride. Rayanpur is towards the back. Rayanpur is at the back of the main pack, and several lengths long last is Tuareg. Going now past the 1800, and it is Bonds Boy in front, but being taken on by Recovery Run as they round that turn. Those two are about a length in front of Simsir. Then comes Tall Order, a length and a half further back to Classical Wave as they round that bend now to go down the back straight and past the 1600 metre marker. Back in mid-division is Encourage, who's being followed to the outside outside by Harbour Spirit, spot the yellow jacket. Behind a wall of runners towards the back is Rayon-Pour, and last of all is Towerek as they go now halfway down the far side to the final 1,000 or so. The running being made by Bondsboy, recovery run, and Tall Order, Simsia to the inside, locked away, being chased then by Classical Wave, and then comes Takaria, Harbour Spirit and Courage. Zagato gets a shout as they leave the back straight behind them, and then comes Mars Landing, who's being followed away from the back straight by Rayon-Pour, and last of all is Towerek. So heading now towards the turn in and the final 600, and it's Bondsboy in front. Bondsboy being followed by Recovery Run. They're split by about a length and a half away. In third spot is Tall Order, and then zipping up the inside and now being driven along is Simsia. Meanwhile, Zagato's looking for a nice seam and gets a bit of daylight. Zagato with the white cap entering the final 400, and it's Zagato who takes over, but running on down the outside is Classical Wave and David Egan. It's Zagato from Classical Wave. They booted on from Recovery Run, and meanwhile Encourage is trying to stay on, and Towerek from off the pace with work to do, but Zagato's got a couple of legs on them. It's Zagato from Encourage. Zagato the winner of the King's Cup. Encourage second place, back in third position, coming from a mile back was Towerek, who was a few lengths clear then of the others. So Zagato has won it. Number 12, Zagato, has taken the top prize this afternoon, the King's Cup. And that horse who settled down in mid-division, maybe slightly worse than midfield in the early part of the race. Off the final turn, it was Bondsboy, the front runner, who led them in from Recovery Run, and then came a Tall Order. Down the outside, Classical Wave made an effort, but just look at the gap. Neil Callan, he didn't need a second invitation to get that gap at the 400-metre marker aboard Zagato, and Zagato's kicked on. David Egan gave chase in second place with his mount, Classical Wave, but he was always just a few lengths down. Staying on down the outside was Encourage, but Zagato had first run, got the gap at a vital stage, and Zagato has won it from in second place Encourage. And Towerek, what about Towerek? The Towerek who settled at long last over in the early part of the race. Towerek has done some running to finish in third position, but no doubt about the winner. That is Zagato, who won very impressively last time over 2,000 metres here at Sakhir Racecourse, and has followed up by taking this much sought after prize, the King's Cup, this afternoon. Zagato is the winner, owned by Al Mohammedia Racing, trained by Hesham Al Haddad and partnered by Neil Callan.
Well, let's have a word with winning jockey, who is celebrating hard. Well done, Neil Callan. Just giving Sheikh Sultan a big high five, Neil. Well, you're celebrating. That obviously meant a huge amount to you.
Yeah, look, it means more to these people here, and for Sheikh Sultan himself. You know, to be winning the King's Cup on their own turf, it's a big win for them, you know. So yeah, my celebrations are for them, really.
And how confident were you heading into the race with Zagato?
You know, when I won on him last start, he really impressed me the way he quickened, and he improved from the first run when he was second to Classical Wave to the next start. I think he improved like so much, and then I think since then he's just kept improving. The pace was relentless early, and I just rode him for luck, go down the inside, because I knew he'd have the gears to get himself out of trouble, and he just come through them like a knife through butter. He was, you know, I'm just a pilot. The horse is, you know, he's a very good horse.
I think you're a little more than just a pilot. This your first season, spending the whole winter out here. Therefore, great to justify it with victory in the biggest race.
Yeah, and I suppose that's probably where my excitement comes from. You know, I'd never ridden here before. I spent 10 years in Hong Kong, and I'd never even met His Highness Sheikh Sultan. So to come here and have the season we've had from my first time here is just just unbelievable. It's great.
Well, well done, Neil Callan. Well done to Zakato. Well done to Sheikh Sultan, His Highness Sheikh Sultan there, really enjoying the celebrations. Well done to Hisham Al Haddad and Fawzi Nas, and all connected with the winner of the 2022 King's Cup, sponsored by Batco. Well done to Zakato.
So returning to the winner's circle then, the King's Cup hero of 2022, this 4-year-old son of a Frankel out of Izzy Top, Zagato, impressive winner at 2,000 metres here last time, and the convincing winner of the King's Cup, Zagato. The provisional placings: first number 12 Zagato, second number 8 Encourage, third number 11 Tawarek, and fourth number 2 Classical Wave.
So we come to the trophy presentations for the big races this afternoon. We'll be presenting the King's Cup for the Arabs, the Al Mathak Mile, the King's Cup for the local breds, and the King's Cup for the imported horses. And it is very much the Fawzi Nas show. So congratulations, a clean sweep for Fawzi Nas, receiving then the trophy from His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The personal representative of His Majesty the King is Fawzi Nas. Alongside him is Dr. Abdulrahman Juwari, Executive Director of Batco, receiving the trophy for winning the King's Cup for the Arab horses. So, Kahela Zoreya. Now it's the turn of Abdullah Fawzi Nas, Fawzi Nas's son, to receive the trophy on behalf of his father for Usini, winning the Al Mathak Mile for jockey David Egan. Congratulations to the Nas family. So our next cup then is the King's Cup for the local bred horses. And Fawzi Nas receiving this one for Pulsar, who was pulsating under Adre de Vries. Congratulations, victory in the King's Cup for local bred. And last but not least, we've just seen a magnificent victory for Zaccato and Neil Callan winning the King's Cup for imported horses in the colours of Al Mohammedia Racing. Zaccato, very much the standout winner, and making his way to stage to receive his beautiful trophies is His Highness Sheikh Sultan Adin bin Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa, owner of Zaccato, very much a big supporter of racing worldwide. Well done to His Highness Sheikh Sultan, winning the 2022 King's Cup. So let's hear it then for the winner of the 2022 King's Cup for imported horses. Well done to His Highness Sheikh Sultan Adin bin Mohammed bin Salman Al Khalifa, winning owner. And here comes the winning trainer, the man that has dominated the day, Fawzi Nas. The clean sweep of big races. A momentous day for the yard. And completed with victory by Zaccato in the King's Cup. Well done to all the team there. And Neil Callan coming up, very much part of the team, as the whole family are. Sheikh Sultan, all his brothers, very much supporters of the sport. So well done. Let's hear it one more time then for the winner of the King's Cup, Zaccato.
So let's take in the official results of the 2022 King's Cup. First, number 12, Zaccato, given a brilliant ride by Neil Callan. Second, number 8, Encourage, partnered by Jimmy Quinn. Third, number 11, Tawarek, who stayed on from off the pace. That horse was third. And fourth, just for the record, number 2, Classical Wave. Wade in for race 7.
Well, I think the celebrations are going to be carrying on here for quite a while to come, but it has been a monumental day of racing, a fantastic afternoon, significant afternoon here. It is the most prestigious race day here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and it certainly has not disappointed. Let's have a look back then at every single one, each and every one of our 7 winners this afternoon. Well, what a day it has been. Trophy presentation still taking place behind me. I think there's going to be celebrations for a little bit longer, but Darren Owen's come down from the commentary box to join me. And Darren, it's been a real buzz about today. It is the race course's biggest day in terms of 2 international listed races, 3 King's Cup races. It's been a fantastic atmosphere. How much have you enjoyed it?
Oh, thoroughly, and it means so much to everyone out here. I mean, that last race was fiendishly competitive. Zagato came into the race in good form, over 2,000 metres. You were just, I think if you were on Zagato, you were praying that Neil Callan would see a bit of daylight. He got a beautiful gap, and then just grabbed the race by the scruff of the neck at the 400, and away he was gone.
And you could see how much it means to him, and it's not the magnitude necessarily of the race, because he's won Group 1s all over the world, but the fact that he's been here all winter really justifies making that decision to come here, the support that Sheikh Sultan's shown him, the support that Fawzi Nas has shown him to win 2 King's Cup on today's race card is justification for the decision to come and spend the time out here.
Yeah, and you can tell, looking at the jockeys, Neil Callan, David Egan, Jimmy Quinn, it means so much to actually win races here. And how popular is Neil Callan with the locals?
Yeah, he certainly is popular, as is David Egan. He had a good day as well. Of course, he won with Usaini in the Al Mafak Mile. That's an international listed race, and that was an impressive victory as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they were just playing for places behind Usaini. He just ran on strongly, ran all the way to the line, hit the line well for David Egan, who's looking forward to his trip to Cheltenham next week.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be one to the other, but he'll be heading back to the UK. There's still 3 more meetings here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club. But I just wanted to finally touch on the King's Cup for the local bred, which was Pulsar, Adre de Vries, who's come from Dubai. I mean, he normally rides here a bit more often, but because of the way the races are formed, he hasn't been able to come over. He won the King's Cup last year, so he knows how to win round here, and he was again impressive with Pulsar.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this race because you had Pulsar going head to head with Epic, 2 horses who'd been in terrific form. Epic was going, I think, for his 5th straight win. Pulsar his 9th straight win. And at the top of the straight, David Egan hit the front with Epic, and I thought game over. But all credit to Pulsar, the way this horse has dug deep, rallied, and that's 9 straight wins. That was a terrific performance. I
have to say, competitive racing is what you'd say, looking at having spent time out here throughout the season. Each race meeting, it really is very competitive, and the handicaps that they've been having as part of the Bahrain Turf Series has really upped the game, and the quality of horses winning here has really risen in recent years, but most notably this year. Thank you so much to Darren for joining us here. You've been out here for a few meetings. No doubt we'll see you next season, but the season isn't over. This may be the biggest and most important race day of the season, but there are still 3 more meetings. So if you are in Bahrain, do join us. Come back next Friday for another race meeting here at the Rashid Equestrian and Horseracing Club. But it's good evening, goodbye from Darren and myself. Thank you for watching wherever you are in the world, and have a good, enjoyable rest of the evening. Thank you.